gentlemen, and welcome to the 2017/2018 season for the Mid-Season Showdown Autumn season here hosted at Toysbar, Malaysia. I'm Wee, your commentator for today, Aklif.
And I'm joining Aklif, and my name is Sunny.
And we'll be commentating for today's top cut matches. And for the first top cut match today, we have Wahidi Bukri versus
Louis Fong.
So a bit of intro about Wahidi Bukri. He appeared, I think, around late 2015 season.
Yes, and he had won the Premier Challenge a few months ago. Is it a few weeks or a few months ago?
Yeah, and Louis Fong has only appeared this season, but we're gonna go straight into the team preview. We have here Erza Bukri as Wahidi on the right and Louis Fong as Lightning on the left. Wahidi's team being Ninetales, Garchomp, Zerkitry, Arcanine, Tapulele, and Mandibuzz.
And Louis is carrying an Arcanine, Miligo, Porygon Z, Smeargle, Tapu Bulu, and Hariyama.
That's right. Now for Wahidi's team, I think it's the classic Sam Pandalis team. The team setup is the same and it's very setup heavy. Coincidentally,
yes.
With usually Aurora Veil on Ninetales and a Swords Dance on the Garchomp, and I think a Tail Glow on the Zerkitry as well. But let's look at Louis's team, which is more interesting. What do you think of it, Sunny?
Louis's team seems to be a fusion of slow and fast, with Nihilego and Porygon Z potentially being fast because of Normalium Z conversion, and also you have things like Tapu Bulu and Hariyama, which are pretty slow. So it's interesting how Louis is gonna play, since he already locked his team in
quite fast, and maybe we'll see a bit more of those Smeargle tumor tactics.
Maybe. Will Smeargle go back to his 17 roots back? No, 16
roots. Yeah.
No, there's no
chance of them Dark Void, but it has its second-rate move, which is Spore.
Yes. And one thing to note is that because there is no Tapu Koko in Wahidi's side, right?
So he can free launch a Spore.
Yes.
And as we can see, Louis leads with Porygon Z and Smeargle, with Wahidi leading Garchomp and Arcanine.
So we can see the Arcanine going for the Intimidate onto both Smeargle and Porygon Z, but I think there is not much of a big difference.
Yeah, I assume here what can happen is a Fake Out and Z conversion by Porygon Z.
Yeah, because Smeargle tends to carry Fake Out a lot.
I mean, it could be any Z move, honestly. It could be the Breakneck Blitz, Porygon Z using Hyper Beam as instead. But going for a Protect instead, what will the Smeargle go for?
Yes, interesting. Smeargle just goes for the Spore onto
the Garchomp. I think it's fair because Garchomp is the stronger attacker amongst between the two. But what's interesting is that the Smeargle actually went faster than the Garchomp, so this could indicate that it's Scarf.
Yes, and we see Wahidi's Arcanine go for the Roar.
So probably Louis was scouting that out instead, so not going for his usual setup move.
Yes, because if he were to Z convert and then Arcanine were to roar it out,
he would lose the Z move in total.
Yes, and you know, with Smeargle sporing the Garchomp seems like a pretty decent move, because the Garchomp used to carry Lumberry in the previous meta, but in this meta you see him using Groundium Z more.
Since it gives him a better nuking ability with the Groundium Z, and especially after a Swords Dance, it hurts a lot.
So we see Wahidi switching out his Garchomp in favor of Mandibuzz.
It's interesting choice that he would okay, never mind. I was thinking why would he keep with Arcanine in when he can get Sport again, but no, he goes for a Protect instead.
And Tapu Bulu just goes for a Bulk Up.
That's very interesting since it now goes for a Bulk Up.
Yes, so now he's a +1 attack and defense. And I think I see why Wahidi switches out the Garchomp into Mandibuzz is because Mandibuzz is immune to Spore.
With his ability Overcoat, correct?
Yes. And so there's a possibility of Wahidi going for a Tailwind play.
Possibly a Tailwind to outspeed the Scarf.
Yes, because that's what Mandibuzz normally carries.
So going back into Garchomp, probably just to soak up any more Spores.
Oh, and he spores the Garchomp slot.
Going for a Taunt instead on the Smeargle, but this will just allow the Tapu Bulu to go for another Bulk Up here. It's a free setup for Louis, and ironically, it's Louis' team that seems to be more of a setup kind compared to Wahidi's, which is coincidentally Sam Pandalis' team.
Perhaps maybe in this game it's about who sets up first, and we see Louis' Tapu Bulu setting up +2 attack and defense already before Wahidi could even do any setup.
Yeah, so what we'll have to see is what will the Mandibuzz go for? Will it go for a Tailwind distance, or will it eat up possibly a Rock Slide or a Stone Edge from the Tapu Bulu.
Yes,
But
and we see
hear a switching.
yeah, we hear a switching into Nihilego from Luis's side, and Arcanine comes back out again from Wahidi's side.
Now this will intimidate the Tapu Bulu, but it's still at +1 thanks to its 2 bulk ups that it took previously.
Now Manibus is going for the taunt to prevent Tapu Bulu from going for another bulk up, but it just goes for the Horn Leech.
So here going for a Horn Leech, not very effective, but thanks to its +1, it still does a respectable 45% damage there.
And I think it's probably due to the grassy terrain as well.
Correct, yeah, the grassy terrain boosting all grass moves by 50%.
Yes. So now Louis seems to have very offensive, two offensive Pokemon in his team in Nihilego, threatening the Arcanine and Tapu Bulu. Just being Tapu Bulu, I suppose.
Yeah, but here's the thing, because the Mandibuzz has not gotten its usual boost from the Psychic Terrain with its Psychic Seed, usually it not have as much special defense as it usually does. So with the Power Gem going into the Arcanine, instead giving the Nihilego a Beast boost.
Yes, and so Wahidi has one Pokemon down, special attack boost on Nihilego, revealing the Life Orb.
A classic item here, but going for the Tailwind instead, and this will allow it a free switch into whatever's at the back.
Yes, because we haven't seen Wahidi's last Pokemon yet, right?
Yes, and I would assume it'd be Tapu Lele.
Yeah, because I believe that he needs something to cancel out the terrain as well. But we see the
never mind, the
terrain
terrain's
just
out
disappear.
anyways.
Yeah. So perhaps a Tapu Lele?
Yes, it is indeed Tapu Lele. So Wahidi has to be a bit careful because while Nihilego can also KO the Lele, the Tapu Bulu seems to be a bigger threat right now because it poses a more physical threat.
Yes, and we now see the Psychic Seed activate on the Mandibuzz. It's gonna be tough for Wahidi to try to come back because at the back he has a Sleep Garchomp, and Mandibuzz can't really do much of.
Let's not forget that Nihilego also has a +1 from the Beast Boost, so it can do a lot of damage to both Pokemon here, both Mandibuzz and Tapu Lele.
Yes, it's gonna be very interesting to see what Wahidi is gonna do next with his Tapu Lele, because both things can potentially threat both of Luis's Pokemon can potentially try Tapu Lele.
Very easy for Luis here. He could just go double target on the Mandibuzz, should he? But choosing to go for a Psychic onto the Tapu Bulu, I do not think this picks out a KO. And the Tapu Bulu revealing to eat its Pinch Berry, showing how much bulk it has. But this just allows the Nihilego to go for an easy Sludge Bomb onto the Tapu Lele should it choose to.
Yes, my Mandibuzz goes for the Roost, which is a very interesting play, and you see a Sludge Bomb going to Tapu Lele, so easily picking up the KO.
Thanks to that +1, but now with that Beast Boost it becomes a +2 in special attack, and if we see a Horn Leech from the Tapu Bulu here with Mandibuzz already roosted, it will just do even more damage. Yes,
because it's now a neutral damage. And we see it doing about 40%.
Oh yeah, soaking up that delicious nutrients, sucking it up. Good boy.
And Tapu Bulu's taunt wore off, so he could try to bulk up again if he needs to.
Yeah, I mean this good boy is gonna be a big boy next. Now with Garchomp asleep.
Yeah, because Nihilego is also threatening the Garchomp.
This Nihilego will be able to launch up a Hidden Power Ice into the Garchomp, and I don't think it's gonna wake up distant anyways.
So we see Garchomp still asleep, and
Mandibuzz going for a power play, but that's not going to be not very effective, and we have to remember that it has +2 defense compared to its +1 attack.
And Hidden Power doing super effective against the Garchomp.
Having that +2 with a critical hit, which doesn't really matter.
It's just icing on the cake.
Yeah, icing on the cake. Or should we say icing on the chomp?
Probably. Garchomp just got ice, and you see Tapu Bulu goes for the bulk up again.
Yeah, this big boy isn't bulked up enough, drinking down those proteins like it's a drink, I guess.
Yeah, because it's gonna leech off the Mandibuzz.
Yeah, just like your classic gym goer.
But I see Wahidi with only one Pokemon, and you see he forfeits the game.
Chooses to forfeit, seeing that he's been handily
Yeah,
4-0.
Can be considered
4-1 technically, but
yes. So it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of adjustments he's gonna make, because that was a very commanding
it's gonna be
Pokemon win.
It's gonna be a bit difficult, but I suppose what he can do to mitigate a bit of Luis's attack is by setting up Aurora Veil possibly on his Ninetales, if it is handbagged at his team, of course. Because that will reduce the damage done by the boost from Tapu Bulu and possibly
I mean if you look at the team composition, I feel like because Wahidi has a 9 tails and Luis doesn't have any weather advantages,
Yeah.
so
He could use that to his
yeah,
advantage, but
he could try to use 9 tails to
But-
his advantage, but it's all up to
how Wahidi will handle it.
yes, because perhaps he's thinking that not bringing a 9 tails due to it being threatened by Arcanine and also Nihiligo.
Yeah, and also like probably doesn't want to take a fake out from the Hariyama because it seems that Wahidi doesn't really want to bring the Lele in front because he's afraid that Bulu might just counter the terrain.
Yeah, the terrain, because Bulu is slower, so the terrain wall will be won by Bulu.
So here we go back again, and let's see how I'm interested on how Lewis wants to lead here.
Yeah, because I wonder will he use the same trick twice? Is the trick solid enough?
And it seems that he believes so.
Yes, he is bringing out his Porygon Z and Smeagol, while Mandibuzz and Garchomp is leading on
Trying to prevent that early spore, but the Garchomp might just get spored this turn, and this could also give Porygon Z a free setup turn, possibly.
Possibly, but you know it has already revealed that the Smeagol was able to spore the Garchomp before the Garchomp could do anything in the first turn. So Garchomp just goes for the Protect.
Yeah, we would assume a Protect and Tailwind here.
Yeah, Smeagol is gonna spore the protected Garchomp slot.
And here we go, a Z move coming here. What will it be? Breakneck Blitz, it's a Normalium Z.
Normalium Z onto the Porygon Z. What is the Porygon Z gonna do? It's gonna boost his stats using Z conversion.
Turning it into the what? Z conversion.
Now,
Into
it's
the electric type. Alright, so Mandibuzz are going for a Tailwind. Oh, which is to be predicted, of course.
Yeah, so now the Garchomp is faster than the
Should be the fastest.
yeah, should be faster than the Smeagol.
As well as the Porygon Z, since Z conversion gives it a +1 to all stats, I think.
Yes, +1 to all stats means it's just a 50% boost in speed, whereas the Tailwind is doubling
Yeah,
in
it's
speed.
100% boost in speed. But the question is whether the Smeagol will continue going for a spore on the Garchomp. Porygon Z going for a Protect as we know.
Just to scout what the Garchomp is gonna do.
We're going for that. No, what?
Groundium
Z, yes.
So what is the Groundium Z gonna target? That's a
Possibly into the Smeagol, to be honest. It would make sense if that would happen.
But is the Groundium Z really necessary?
Going into the Porygon Z instead with a Protect, it only does 30% damage. I think with the +1 defense, it still won't be able to live, seeing as how much damage it did.
And Mandibuzz is gonna go for a Taunt. Oh,
That's very smart of Wahidi to prevent any sort of shenanigans by the Smeagol. But here, what's gonna happen is that Earthquake might not be able to pick up the KO due to it being reduced in damage thanks to double targets.
yes. So if let's just say Wahidi wants to pick up the kill on the Porygon Z, it's up to how fast the Mandibuzz is. Don't you agree?
Yeah, but now with sorry. Now with Tapu Bulu in and a grassy terrain, Earthquake is gonna do even less damage.
Yes, exactly. So Garchomp is just gonna go for the Earthquake, but it's gonna be reduced due to it being a spread move and also grassy terrain.
But still taking a ton of damage from the Porygon Z, even though it has a +1 in the defense. Foul play into the Porygon Z as well, hoping to pick up an easy KO, which is enough.
Which is enough because Porygon Z did have a +1 in everything, even his attack got +1. So
Basically, it's just a default foul play damage then.
yeah, and I mean like for Porygon Z, because he has a +1 in attack, so the foul play would do more damage than usual. Now Smeagol's back in again, so it's interesting to see what Smeagol's gonna do next. But however, it's also interesting to know that the Tailwind is still in place.
Yeah, it should be the last turn or last 2 turns, I think.
I believe it's the last turn of Tailwind.
But now Tapu Bulu is still quite threatened by the Garchomp, especially on the Tailwind. You can easily poison jab it should it have the move, and the Mandibuzz can once again taunt the Smeagol.
Yes, because both of them are still faster. So what is Smeagol gonna do in this situation? What is Tapu Bulu gonna do as well?
Tapu Bulu here is, like I said, is in a very dangerous position. It is definitely not wanting to bulk up in front of a very scary Garchomp.
But you see a Garchomp switch out.
Going into a Tapu Lele instead, interesting choice. Maybe wanting to boost the special defense of the Mandibuzz, I guess. But what will Tapu Bulu go for? That's the question.
And also, I believe he's also trying to cancel out the terrain.
Correct. Going for a fake out, not preventing it. Mandibuzz going for a taunt. Onto the Bulu. Interesting.
Preventing the possible bulk up, but Tapu Bulu just goes for the Hornets and the Tapu Lele.
yeah, probably maybe he predicted a poison jab, so he wanted to Horn Leech back the damage.
Yes, and because like that's why the Smeagol went for the fake out.
Yeah, true.
So now the Smeagol is using fake out, and oh, we see a Smeagol switch out.
Since we found out that it was Scarf, so it's not really gonna stay there doing nothing. That's why.
And Tapu Lele just goes for a side kick onto the
knee,
Nihilego slot. Oh,
wanting to get rid of the Smeagol but catching a Nihilego instead on the switch. This jellyfish has been netted easily.
yes. So now with Tapu Bulu being taunted, what is it gonna do? It's just gonna go for another Horn Leech.
Trying to rack up that damage bit by bit, but without its bulk up, it is not
Enough.
strong enough.
Yes. Now Luis has 2 Pokemon left, and Smeagol is gonna come out once again.
But still, with Tailwind still up, Tapu Lele still has the ability to just Psychic that Smeagol. Mandibuzz can easily go for foul play freely, and once Garchomp comes back in, it will just be a cleanup job.
Yes. Because right now, with Luis having the terrain disadvantage, there's not a lot that they can do. But Wahidi is gonna target the Tapu Bulu instead and activating the Pinch Berry on Tapu Bulu. Instead,
I'm just unsure why did he not choose to aim on the Smeagol, which Smeagol instead goes for a transform, revealing its third move, sorry.
and with the ability to transform, the terrain has been switched to grassy terrain. Okay, interesting. And now Tapu Bulu's Horn Leech is going to do sufficient damage to take up the count with the Tapu Lele.
Yeah, but let's not forget that he still has the Garchomp at the back, which
Yes.
should pick up. I think Wahidi could have done better by aiming down on the Smeagol slot instead. And from Luis's side, like he made a very good play, but I think it was a very desperate play to go for a transform, hoping that he would not aim down on the
But I think
Smeagol slot.
I think for Luis's side, I think it's a very sick read.
I think it's a very
Because like I think Wahidi thought that what Smeagol does have is only fake out and spore, but didn't expect the transform.
yeah, and this has happened also prior in BD 2016 where they would transform into a boosted Xerneas.
Or a primal Groudon,
Or a
primal
primal
a primer to cancel the weather.
Correct.
But anyways, Garchomp is out on Wahidi's side, facing 2 Tapu Bulus.
Going for a Soul Stance instead, maybe he predicted any protects from the Tapu Bulus, but Luis here is going all out,
Mandibuzz just goes for another taunt on
trying
the
to
Tapu
prevent
Bulu
any forms of
bulk up, and the
bulk up,
Horn Leech
yeah.
is going into the Garchomp slot.
boosted by that grassy terrain. Even rough skin is going to be reabsorbed.
And Tapu Bulu really went for the bulk up. So that didn't work.
That didn't necessarily work, and now
They're still healing up.
it's still trying to, everyone's healing up, but here the Garchomp's fastest, that poison jab is going to hurt a lot.
Yeah, well we have to see because Garchomp has yet to review the poison jab yet.
Yeah, it may not have poison jab, that's why.
It's gonna be...
But we assume that it would, unless it doesn't.
Yes, and we still haven't seen what's on. Oh, Garchomp goes for the Rock Slide.
Maybe this shows that it doesn't have poison jab instead, going for a rock slide instead.
Yes, a critical hit onto the Smeagol and a foul play going on to
The Smeagol side
the
of
Smeagol Bulu.
Bulu.
Yeah, the Smeagol Bulu.
But both will be going for a Horn Leech instead,
Yes,
reabsorbing back that damage, but not enough to KO.
Not enough to KO.
But if the other Bulu goes for a Horn Leech, it should be able to KO now.
Yeah, as expected. The other Bulu is gonna go for the Horn Leech.
Going after the Garchomp, taking no chances at all.
A
Gaining
critical
a
hit
critical
onto that
hit.
1-2 HP.
Maybe that's like 5 HP?
Maybe not.
Maybe not, but getting a little bit, rough up from the rough skin. Maybe not the best nutrients to soak up, but the grassy terrain giving it back all those fibery goodness.
But now we are in a 2-on-2 situation.
And Tailwind has petered out.
This is gonna be interesting because... Oh, and Arcanine is in.
So this could be still... Wahidi could still pull in a win here.
He could. But it all depends on...
Because now the Mandibuzz here will be very... will be wanting to taunt still all these... all the both Bulus just in case. Because it does not want it to set up
it's not gonna taunt the Smeagol Bulu because the Smeagol Bulu
yeah,
is
should
stuck.
die. Oh yeah, because it's scarce, so there's no point. Now
Yes,
you
it's
just need
locked to Lord Horn Leech.
Tapu can't go for protect, can't go for
Yeah,
Can't go for the bulk up because
with
it's
Tapu
taunted.
Bulu being taunted, the main Bulu being taunted, it means that Louis is but Wahidi's Arcanine goes for protect. That's kind of interesting. Maybe
Not going for a
don't
Horn Leech onto the Arcanine. I think both are going onto the Arcanine.
yeah.
I'm gonna set up a Tailwind. Very smart, very smart.
Perhaps Wahidi forgets that Louis's Bulu can't be protected, or maybe he wants to.
Yeah, he made the safest play he could. He just protected and Tailwind because he did not want to deal with anything.
Maybe he doesn't want to recoil, right?
Yeah, true.
So Tailwind is up again on Wahidi's side, and you have an Arcanine.
Which can easily Flare Blades both Pokemon, honestly.
Yes.
She hit the Smurgle first, but the Smurgle won't be able to get off its attack first since
You know what would be funny? If the Smeargle end up struggling.
Yes, that'll be interesting, but never mind since we'll see Flare Blitz.
Going onto the Tapu Bulu slot. Not enough to pick up
They
the
should
kill.
pop the berry, I think.
That's such a bulky Bulu.
Oh no, no berry?
I think the berry was
Oh,
consumed.
the berry was consumed. Yes, correct.
What's taunting the Smeargle? That's kind of a weird play because
Because
Smeargle.
the Smurgle is carved, so it doesn't need to be taunted. It could just go
Yes.
for an easy foul play.
Yes, and now we see what is. Oh, Louis's Bulu is gonna Horn Leech again. Oh.
Doing a bit of damage, but this might just push the Arcanine into the range of its berry soon in the next attack probably. But
That's assuming if the Arcanine has a
yes.
berry.
But here, I think the Flare Blitz from the Arcanine once again will net the KO on either Pokemon. Why he should be going on his... Oh, never mind, now the Grass Terrain out, it will not be able to do enough damage into the Arcanine unless it scores a crit, which I don't think will happen.
Yeah. So now two Bulu still standing, but now they're unable to heal other than Horn Leeching.
So I think here Louis chooses to forfeit.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, Wahidi won this round, but it didn't seem like a very convincing win. And
Not
it seemed-
necessarily, but he just needed to he did make the better plays in most part. However, I think the key was in denying the spore from the Smurgle
Yes,
and the bulk up.
the transform Smeargle play by Louis was something I believe Wahidi did not expect,
Definitely did not expect that.
because it was such a good play in the sense that it also changes the terrain into grassy terrain to Louis to his favor.
Yeah, it's very good. Because it can, like you said, it cancelled out Lele's psychic terrain, bringing up its own terrain, and also giving it the stats of a Tapu Bulu as well.
Yes,
but
of a Tapu.
unfortunately, it was on the other side. It was Arcanine.
Yes, I think the most unfortunate thing about the Staff Smeargle is that because when you transform into the Bulu, it had very limited PP for its Horn Leech, because when you transform, all your PPs are cut in half, and you have a limited amount of Horn Leeches you can do before you struggle to death.
Correct. I think most Horn Leeches is a 10 or 15. I don't remember per se.
I think it's about 10, which maxes out at like
16.
16. So 16 is divided by 2 is 8.
But either way, with the half PP, it might have gone down to struggle, but I
Yes.
suppose Louis was just not willing to see that happen, so he just forfeited. Right?
Yeah, I believe, because like if the Bulu was in any other situation, perhaps it will Horn Leech away and it'll be fine. But because like he's faced up against a Mandibuzz and also an Arcanine, which both resist Horn Leech, so it's gonna be like a big stall wall.
Because now the issue here is that for Louis, his main threat seems to be a Mandibuzz instead, because he's able to set up the Tailwind, it can resist the Spore, and it can just taunt his Tapu Bulu.
Yes. So now we see Louis locking in pretty fast, and Wahidi just follows up afterwards. So now it's a final game of this top 8, Wahidi versus Louis.
And the winner of this match will be going on to the top 4.
Yes, that is correct. Let's see who are they gonna use for the leads this time. Is Louis gonna change? And he is. He's gonna use.
Hariyama and Nihilego. I think the Nihilego was a lead that I think is the best he could do to counter this sort of matchup.
And Wahidi is gonna remain with his Mandibuzz Garchomp lead. I guess fearing that Louis will go for the Smeargle Porygon lead once more.
Yeah, and it is his best bet anyway, since the Tailwind on the Mandibuzz is more or less confirmed.
Yeah, that depends on Hariyama decides to
Here, the Garchomp can just choose to switch out, but no, going for a feint instead, trying to predict the protect onto the Garchomp, I suppose. But still, this hidden power pick up the KO.
Yeah,
It is life orb. And it does! With a critical hit, unfortunately. Once again, icing on the cake.
Yes, special attack boost on the Nihilego. Does the crit matter? I wonder.
It possibly could have.
It possibly could have, right?
Since usually on bulky Garchomps, they're meant to take hidden power ice from Nihilego at usually only 70%. That's about 70% damage, so that crit probably did matter quite a lot.
But we see Lapolele coming in and Mandibuzz has just set up his Tailwind. And the Psychic Seed has also boosted Mandibuzz special defense.
But it does not counteract the plasma, it only neutralizes it.
Yes.
Now, I would say Hariyama will switch into the Tapu Bulu and Sludge Bomb from the Nihilego into the Lele since with the...
No, it's Scarf.
Change it.
I mean, no Scarf, it's because it's the Tailwind from Wahidi's side.
Yes, but it would reduce the damage done by the Psychic anyways. And with a Sky High special defense, it might be able to tank one.
Lapolele is just gonna go for a Psychic onto Luis's Nihilego slot, which is now Tapu Bulu.
Doing it 50%, lowering its special defense, which is really, really unfortunate on him.
And the taunt going into the Bulu slot, interesting. A knockoff from Hariyama.
Going for choice specs, and that's why it's been doing so much damage.
Exactly, okay, so removing the choice specs only gives Wahidi like the freedom to do whatever he wants with the Tapu Lele, albeit with less damage.
So now you can just go for another... Maybe it would go for a Horn Leech, but with the Lele and Mandibuzz being faster, you can just knock up the Tapu Bulu, especially with the special defense drop.
Yes, the special defense drop was pretty unfortunate on the Tapu Bulu's side.
So, although Tapu Bulu has the brawn, he may not have the brain to take another Psychic.
Yeah. So what Luis gonna do is he might be going for, because his Tapu Bulu is taunted, keep in mind, so his Tapu Bulu can't protect or bulk up. Oh, Smigger's coming out.
Still bringing in the Smurger at the end of the day. I think this Psychic picks up the KO. No, into the Smurger, willing to sack that instead of the...
Oh, but the Smigger survives.
Interesting, going for a foul play into the Tapu Bulu slot. This should be enough to pop its berry. No, not enough, sorry.
But Tapu Bulu resists.
Going for a very, very delicious Horn Leech, soaking up that fiber.
And now Tapu Bulu's back into healthy
condition,
healthy position. Yeah.
It's still at a -1 in special defense, so the next Psychic will not be taken very nicely by it.
Yes. And now Smigger's out again, so what is he gonna do? Smigger is gonna take out Spore, transform.
But there's no point transforming, honestly, since it has such low HP, and the HP does not change when it transforms.
Yeah. So probably fake out. Very likely. It's just a question of who.
Fake out is possible. He could fake out the Mandibuzz and attack the Tapu Lele, since it will prevent the Mandibuzz from another turn of Tailwind.
No, the Tailwind is already ongoing. So
maybe preventing a taunt instead, but with the Lele still on field, you can still easily Psychic the Tapu Bulu. Switching out the Smurgle instead into the Hariyama. So interesting, maybe
it was bait.
Maybe it was bait. Going for a Dazzling Gleam instead, wanting to pick up damage on both Tapu Bulu, taking so much damage thanks to that special defense drop.
Foul play, not enough to pick up the kill on the Tapu Bulu,
but enough to pop that berry.
Yeah, I believe that Wahidi was trying to use the fact that the specs is gone to go for something other than Psychic to pick up the kill onto the Smigger slot.
And also damage the Tapu Bulu a bit more, right?
Yes, unfortunately Tapu Bulu survived the foul play and instead goes for his Horn Leaf to pick up the kill onto the Tapu Lele.
But here what's gonna happen, I assume, is Arcanine's gonna switch in.
Yes, assuming Wahidi is bringing Arcanine. And Bulu's taunt wore off and the Tailwind peters out.
So now there's a choice by the Mandibuzz on whether or not it wants to go for a taunt or Tailwind this turn. I think a Tailwind this turn is a fair. However, he could just fake out as well.
However, there's a fake out pressure for Arcanine and the Intimidate pressure on to both Hariyama and Tapu Bulu. So Tapu Bulu is in -1 and so is Hariyama, and they're both physical attackers. So
yeah, so it's not going to be easy for them now to deal damage to Wahidi's team, which, by the way, Mandibuzz and Arcanine are known to be very bulky Pokemon in the meta.
Yes, and we see Smeagol comes out once more.
Maybe trying to go for that Spore tactics. Tapu Bulu going for a Protect. Careful. But I think here you just Tailwinds.
And Arcanine just goes for a Bulldoze. Interesting.
And this will definitely KO the Smeagol.
Yeah, it does.
So if Manibus here goes for a Tailwind, it's just gonna win. No, going for a
just go for a
taunt.
taunt.
Maybe he did not want to see any sort of bulk up shenanigans.
Yes, because I believe that once Tapu Bulu is bulked up, I think Arcanine will have a hard time even trying to Flare Blitz the Bulu slot. Hariyama is back in again. It's interesting, you know, Lewis has been switching his Smeagol and Hariyama in and out. But you know, both of them provide fake out pressure, so it's like, when is he gonna fake out?
But he should have, yeah, now it does fake out. I mean, it could have fake out prior to this because it could have, what do you call it? Because the Tapu Lele probably prevents it with its Psychic Terrain. But here going for a Horn Leech, instead maybe predicting a taunt on itself, but
the Manibus instead goes for a Tailwind. I'm not sure whether the Tailwind is necessary.
I don't think Hariyama should switch in. I think a Nihilego would have been better as a switch in since he can threaten the Arcanine more.
Yes, because right now with the Tailwind, right, the Nihilego is threatened by the Arcanine with Bulldoze.
Correct. But Arcanine is still in a position where it can take much more punishment. Now, what he needs to do is essentially he needs to stop the Arcanine, chip the Arcanine enough for Nihilego to come in and just power jam it.
Another Bulldoze, anticipating a Nihilego switch in, I suppose.
Possibly, but Hariyama is gonna sit there and soak up the damage very easily.
Yeah, that bout is paying dividends, and also a foul play into the Bulu, not doing anything.
So going for a knockoff onto the Arcanine, reveal. Let's see the item.
Mango
Mango
Berry,
Berry, so
yeah,
yeah, it is a Pinch Berry.
Yes, it's a very good play by Luis's side, because I guess he could secure the win by making sure Arcanine doesn't heal up from the Pinch Berry.
Once he gets rid of Arcanine, it should be able to. If Arcanine here going for a Protect, let's see if Lewis manages to predict this. I think a taunt here is coming up. No, foul play.
No, foul play onto the
Bulu. Doing a bit of damage, maybe he wants to rack up a bit of damage before.
And superpower onto the Arcanine slot. Close combat again onto the Arcanine slot.
He really wants to get rid of the Arcanine ASAP.
Yeah, I mean, Nihilego could possibly gang up with Hariyama and Bulu against Mandibus, possibly.
Wahidi here is still a bit on his back legs since he has only a 2 versus 3, and I don't think he's able to KO the Hariyama, and if he does, then he is...
Bulu just goes for the Protect here. Now let's see what Arcanine is going to do. He's going to go for the Flare Blitz onto the protected Bulu.
Finally going for the Flare Blitz. Manibus going for a foul play onto the Hariyama. But since it is a fighting type, it's going to take not that much damage.
And the close combat onto the Arcanine slot. Is he going to pick up the kill?
Ooh, but I think that is in range for a feint already.
Yes, it is. And the opposing Tailwind just peters out.
So here Manibus is really in a bit of a pinch. Since if it does not protect the Arcanine, then... Okay, if Arcanine protects here, then Hariyama gets a feint off.
Yes. And it does go for the feint.
Very smart there of Lewis taking no chances. Even if it did protect, the feint will pass through it.
And Manibus just goes for a Tailwind, but...
So let's hope that he goes for a bulk up. Yes, since there's almost no risk doing so. Since if he taunts, then he's still able to just attack freely.
Now Bulu is back to neutral attack and also +1 defense.
+1 defense, so it's gonna... But then again, Manibus on its own cannot handle all 3 Pokemon and the Nihilego at the back as well.
Yes, Nihilego is coming out, as you say. And Bulu, is he gonna... Oh no.
He's gonna go for a taunt because he does not want to deal with that bulk up.
And Bulu is just gonna continue to bulk up.
No more big boy bulk ups here, but Nihilego here going for an easy power gem.
Yes, it's gonna be an easy power gem. Oh, and the foul play coming onto
the Nihilego, I assume, because he wants to deal as much damage as he can do. And it did with the typical hit.
It was a critical hit. Oh wow. And the power gem doing super effective onto the Mandibus. Is super powerful gonna pick up the KO?
I hope so. No, not enough.
Oh, this isn't really good, I guess.
Okay, here's the thing. If Mandibus here goes for a roost, it will start taking a lot of damage from the Nihilego and the Bulu. You see?
Oh, wait, if it goes for the roost, he's gonna receive super effective from the superpower.
Correct.
Nihilego is just gonna go for
It's gonna go for a power gem anyway since it loses nothing from doing so.
Yes, it is neutral. However, -1 superpower.
Will do super effective damage to this roosting. Mandibus should have sat on a different perch because that Tapu Bulu has brought it down to the ground. So Louis Fong will be going on to the top 4 of the 2017 Pokemon VGC Midseason Showdown Autumn Season here at Toysbar Malaysia.
Yeah, I believe the adjustments that Luis made in the final round was crucial into making sure that he was able to secure a 3-0 victory in the last game.
And he harped on the fact that Wahidi would fear the Z conversion from the Porygon Z.
Yeah, and I believe that Luis had made some very careful plays into like conserving the Nihilego and especially the Tapu Bulu,
because he needed his Nihilego. He did get a bit lucky there, I suppose, with the crit on the Garchomp on the first turn.
Yeah, but at the same time, I felt like the crit may or may not matter because he had the feint.
I think it did because most bulky Garchomps are able to survive, taking only 70-ish damage from a Hidden Power Ice.
Yeah, that's true as well.
But either way, we will end this round and we will be showing the top cut bracket who actually went to the top 4 semifinals other than Louis Fong, which we have Ang Wei Wen from Singapore beating Nasiruddin, Stephen Tan who beat Isman, and
Gary beating Joel.
So we will catch you in a bit for the top 4 semifinals. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, train on.
Yes, we'll be right back.
Master of the sun, memories falling on concrete, leaving no behind. Now you swear to be my enemy, victim of your cards. I'm running in the dark, I venture into nothing. Gone into the night, won't you come and hold my hand? Master of the sun, master of the sun. Master of the sun, memories falling on concrete, leaving you behind. King of silence in this reverie, victim of our cards. I'm running in the dark, I venture into nothing. Master of the sun, master of the sun.
And we're back, and welcome to the top 4 match of the Malaysia Midseason Showdown. I'm Sunny, and joining me is...
I'm Aklif once again.
Today we'll be playing both matches on the stream for the top 4 matches. On the first match, we are gonna have Steven Tan against Gary Ng.
So, for both players, Stephen Tan being a very notable player, especially amongst the international scene, he is most known to have won 4th place in the 2016 Singapore Nationals.
Yes, but you can't count Gary out. Gary has done some decent positions in several tournaments.
Both players also being world qualified players as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do for this game, as they're gonna be preparing for team preview.
And as you can see on the side there, Gary Ng has Drifblim, Tapu Lele, Nihilego, Buzzwole, Arcanine, and Magnezone.
And Steven is carrying a Salamence, a little Marowak, Snorlax, Persian, Celesteela, and Tapu Koko.
A Lowland Persian, by the way. So both players actually having quite interesting teams, with Gary carrying Buzzwole and Magnezone as a very niche choice.
Yes, and Gary is going for the Drift Lele.
No, I said about Gary. Stephen.
Yeah.
Stephen here is the very odd choice with the Lowland Persian, honestly.
Yes, I know. But you see, Gary is playing Drift Lele with Buzzwole and Magnezone, which Magnezone here could threaten the Celesteela
quite a lot, and the Salamence as well.
Yeah.
With it being quite a bit blockade to the Tapu Koko, but the Alolan Marowak might deal a lot to just about all of the Pokemon on Gary's side.
Yeah, that's true. And Persian can be an interesting Pokemon to use.
Persian's quite good, I would say, against both the Tapu Lele and the Drifblim. May not be as good against the Buzzwole, but he can just parting shot and get out of there.
Yeah, and we see Steven has locked in before Gary, but both the players have already locked in their Pokemon, and they're gonna go start the first game of top 4.
Gary's team here being a very classical Drifblim Tapu Lele combo, but the Buzzwole and the Magnezone here is a very interesting choice on how it deals with the counters like Celesteela.
Yes.
Oh, we're leading with Tapu Lele and Buzzwole instead.
Yes, I think we see a little Marowak and also Persian.
Okay, not able to get a fake out, but okay, here's the thing. He can switch out not the Persian, maybe the Marowak for Tapu Koko and get the fake out off, but not much net value from that, honestly.
Yes. And the Buzzwole, well, the Buzzwole is just being Buzzwole here.
Yeah, just standing proud.
Yeah, standing strong and standing proud. And we have Tapu Lele here with the Psychic Terrain.
Easily going to be able to Psychic something off the field. Maybe
Except the Persian.
Except the Persian, because Dark types are immune to Psychic types, to all you viewers who may not know.
We see Gary switching out his Buzzwole into the Arcanine, going for the Intimidate to maybe drop the little Marowak's attack stat.
It's a fair call. I think here the Marowak might... actually going for a Posh instead, since it is that fast.
So
one Shadow Bone from that Marowak.
In the Posh plus Shadow Bone, not enough to pick the wait, no, it is enough.
Oh, no, never mind. Thanks to probably the Thick Club. The Thick Club, yes.
Even in -1, it's also going to pick up the Kion of the Tapu Lele.
It just becomes neutral because the Thick Club is essentially a +1 to an attack for a Marowak. Since Alolan Marowak is a Marowak.
Yes. Now we see Lego comes in.
So not looking too good for Gary, honestly. Here losing one Pokemon straight from the get-go.
Not just one Pokemon, he also lost a Tapu. So if Steven is carrying a Tapu Koko at the back,
he can
really
easily
won the
counter.
terrain.
Yeah,
he really won the terrain war.
Automatically wins the terrain war. Maybe Gary did not see that coming.
And we see Marowak switching out into Snorlax.
Okay, fair. I guess that's what the Buzzwole at the back is for. Nihilego going for a Protect, trying to prevent a Quash combo again, maybe?
Oh, well, we see a parting shot onto the Nihilego. And Arcanine going for the Bulldoze.
Very smart play here from Gary, but the Snorlax is still sitting pretty.
Yes. critical hit on the Persian, but it didn't really matter, I guess. But I think it's a good play for Gary because now with the Bulldoze, the Persian is now slower than Nihiligo.
Yeah, but the Snorlax is still posing a bigger threat here, and with
Yes.
the capability of going for a possible high horsepower, which
Or-
threatens both Arcanine and Nihilego.
Or a belly drop.
Or a easy belly drop.
Yes, that is true as well.
However,
Even
if the Arcanine does have a raw, it is not going to look good for the Snorlax, honestly.
Buzzle is coming back in and Persian is switching out onto Celesteela.
Okay, fair call.
Arcanine is just gonna go for the Flabbies.
That is into the Celesteela slot probably. Yes, they did predict it. Ooh, dealing a ton of damage right there.
But not able to pick up the KO. Snorlax goes for the return.
Onto the Buzzwole, but those muscles just soak it up.
Yes, the bulky Buzzwole is just gonna take the hit easily. And Celesteela is gonna recover a bit of HP from the leftovers.
So Steven here being pushed a bit back now that he's not really in a good position. Both Pokemon are faster than his. And he's not gonna really want to take a superpower from that strong arm Buzzwole.
Yeah, even with the defensive drop from Superpower, Buzzwole is still quite a bulky Pokemon and physically still quite tanky.
Yeah, he can still easily, but going for a switch out, I said maybe predicting a switch out from the
Snorlax slot.
into Arcanine.
So Steven does withdraw his Snorlax, sending out his Alolan Marowak.
Sorry, Marowak, not Arcanine.
I think this is what Gary wants, and you see Celesteela protects with Arcanine going for the Flabbies onto the Protect Celesteela.
So it's already a good position since the Persian at the back does not really want to take any form of damage since it's not the bulkiest out there.
Yes, at the same time, both Gary's Pokemon are threatening Stevens' Pokemon because the Flabbies could knock out the Celesteela and the Power Gem is probably gonna knock out the Marowak.
It might or it might not since has the Nihilego attacked already?
Not,
I don't think it has. I think only switched out.
yeah, I don't think he has attacked it yet. It's just because Gary has been making several switches.
So if this Nihilego is life orb, it might be able to KO the Marwa with a Power Gem.
Exactly.
Marwa is no slouch in the defensive stats anyways.
But special defense is something to be desired.
Yeah, definitely. So a Power Gem might just be able to KO the Marwa.
And we see a Power Gem going into the Marowak slot, picking up the
Enough to
KO.
pick up the KO, getting that Beast Boost up to its +1
Special attack.
special attack, correct? Revealing that it is alive or
And Arcanine is just gonna go for the Flabblitz onto the Celesteela slot. Now being a Persian.
now being version Fur Coat. Ooh,
and
that
a burn.
burn there hurts a lot for Stephen since well, it doesn't really do anything.
I mean, it's mainly because Persian
Oh
can't
wait,
heal.
it does burn actually reduces the damage from foul play itself, even though it uses the attack stat of the opponent.
Yes. But right now with no Psychic Terrain, the Persian is able to fake out one of the two Pokemons on Gary's side.
It's quite difficult since what you can easily do is just go for both a Power Gem and a Flare Blitz onto the Celesteela slot. So either way, even if it's squashed, it can still get a hit in.
Yes. But it also depends on what the Celesteela is gonna do. Because it seems like the Celesteela may not be in a very favorable position
Maybe
unless
the Celesteela wants to go for a Protect.
perhaps maybe you know Steven is baiting.
Maybe Steve is baiting something, but I don't think it wants to take any sort of attack from a +1 Nihilego or an Arcanine, even the
Yeah.
Snorlax at the back.
Yeah, that's true as well. Because like Gary's Pokemon are sitting in a very healthy position.
Going for the Protect, okay.
Maybe it doesn't want to get faked out. But it
Fakes
fakes
out
out
the
the
Arcanine
Arcanine.
instead.
Smart move. And a heavy slam onto the Nihilego.
I would have definitely preferred if it was a double hit into the Celesteela. Since
Maybe-
at +1 it should be able to.
Maybe Gary is concerned whether it could pick up the kill or
But
not.
here the Persian actually eats a delicious berry, bringing his HP up. Figgy berry.
Yes.
Maybe Shiggy's the diggy, the figgy berry.
Yeah, so now the Persian is pretty healthy because of the burn, it was able to activate the berry.
Coincidentally.
Yes.
But here the Celesteela is still very threatened by the Arcanine. This Arcanine hits quite hard since most Celestelas will only take about 60%. This took about 80%.
Yeah. But with Persian here, I wonder what other tricks does this Persian have. As you see, Buzzwole coming out onto Gary's side, switching in from the Celesteela slot. No, sorry, not in the Nidhi
Persian
slot.
going for a parting shot, possibly. Oh no, into the Arcanine. This might not be able to pick up the KO thanks to the drop in attack.
Yes.
And special attack.
Depends on what Steven is sending in. What's his last Pokemon? Oh yeah, it's a Snorlax. I kind of forgotten. So Arcanine is just going to go for the Flare Blades.
And hope it KOs onto the Arcanine. I mean,
It's
on the
Celesteela,
Celesteela,
yeah.
But it should be enough even with the
Yeah,
drop.
even the
Since
drop
he's
are-
at such low HP.
Yes.
And now it is a perfect situation for excuse me, for the Buzzwole, because he can very nicely grab the KO onto the Snorlax.
Yes,
So-
but the Persian is still present. It could still fake out the Buzzwole.
So,
If fake out the Buzzwole and the Snorlax will just go for a belly jump.
and then the
next turn
flat
you-
hits onto the Persian and will die.
And then the next
Okay,
turn, you
maybe
know,
not.
it can quash.
Yeah, now the question is whether Arcanine can KO the Persian, because if it can, then it's pretty much GG for Steven.
Yes, but the
Going
fake
for
out
fake out an
onto the
Arcanine,
Arcanine is not interesting. Buzzwole
Going
just
for a
goes for superpower onto
the
the
Snorlax. Ooh, this Buzzwole is Buzzwoke.
and is easily picking up the kill because of type advantages. And
Type
now,
advantages, stab, and Snorlax maybe at full HP can take it, but at that, once it gets chipped, it definitely will not be able to. Beast Boost neutralizing that superpower attack drop, and this Persian is sitting like a lonely cat in a dark alleyway.
yes, a Persian can't really do much in this situation.
I guess in this situation, the dog overcame the cat.
Yeah, not just that. And we see Gary winning Steven as Steven forfeits.
I think what Stephen could possibly try is, he had the right idea, but he did not preserve his Pokemon good enough. I think those switches were really called out
Yes.
by Gary there.
Yes, I think Gary was in several turns one step ahead in terms of his switch-ins. That's why he was able to put himself in a favorable position over Steven
Correct.
in several turns.
So here, Gary definitely gonna bring the Buzzwole again, I assume, because Buzzwole is really good. And what's interesting is that Stephen here really needs to make sure that his Alola Marwa is protected well, and until he takes care of the Buzzwole, his Snorlax cannot come in.
Exactly. And maybe he could try to make good use of the other tricks that Persian might have.
Usually you saw it fake out, parting shot, quash, and assumedly foul play.
Yeah, assumedly foul play. Assumedly, because it wasn't really revealed. But anyways,
It's a reveal, and it's definitely not the Z move, since the Z it held the Piggy Berry, not the Z Crystal.
yeah. Let's see what Steven's gonna do next. How is he gonna change up his team? I mean, in the first turn he had the advantage with
Had a bit of an advantage,
by eliminating a Tapu Lele. So
essentially deleting the Tapu Lele.
yeah, so if Steven was able to do such an amazing play in the first turn, if he's able to continue with those good plays, he could beat Gary easily.
He definitely can, but he needs to be a bit more careful.
Yes, we see Salamence and Persian coming out from Steven. There's already a difference because this time he's bringing Salamence instead.
Oh, but the Intimidate, if the Salamence... I don't think the Salamence has any form of super effective damage that can hit the Tapu Lele, other than maybe... Z-Steel or Iron Tail? Can even learn Iron Tail?
Yeah, I don't think those are common moves on the Salamence.
True. I don't think in this current generation, Salamence can learn most moves since we don't have move tutors.
And again, with the fake out pressure being eliminated by the psychic terrain.
But let's not forget, Persian can still go for that quash.
Yes, you could still go for the quash play like what he did with the Alolan Marowak.
But I do not think that it will appreciate taking a Moonblast to the face.
Yes, that's true. But let's see what is the Persian gonna do, because the Persian is just gonna go for the foul play onto the Tapu Lele slot.
Doing quite a bit of damage, revealing a Z crystal from Stephen's side. This is a Flynium Z on the Salamence.
So it's gonna go for the Supersonic Skystrike, assumably onto the Tapu Lele slot. Seeing that it's 11 Persian Man for the foul play, just to chip a bit on the Tapu Lele.
Try to get a bit more damage. Will this pick up the KO on the Lele with that Supersonic? At -1, yes it does.
And the Lele is eliminated on the first turn
Once
yet again.
Going for a Flare Blitz once again with -1 onto the Persian. Still doing a ton of damage, but that's because of a critical
Yeah,
hit.
that was a critical hit.
And it's not enough to push it into the range of the berry.
Yes, Nihiligo comes in.
And this will also severely threaten both Pokemon on field here. The Salamence does not want to stay in. The Persian also can easily be KO'd, but possibly a parting shot before it leaves.
However, there is always the fear of Quash.
True, but
And and the Salamence is also in -1 attack.
yeah, so it might not be able to pick up the KO, but if it does have any ground moves, it wants to do it now.
Even if it has a ground move and Nihiligo has such low defenses, because it's a spread, because the possible ground move that Salamence will have is Earthquake and it's a spread move. So it might not even pick up the KO on the Nihiligo.
Yeah, if it has Bulldoze, it definitely is not be able to pick up the KO. With Earthquake, it might, but like you said, -1, it might not be able to.
Yeah, Gary seems to be pressing for time. Oh, and we see a Salamence switch out onto the Snorlax.
As we had predicted.
Probably to tank the the Nihiligo's attack.
So here was going for a parting shot, I assume.
Yes.
Going
Parting
for
shot
it onto the Arcanine.
Good move by Steven there. So he's gonna switch out his Persian onto something at the back.
Probably Marowak.
Maybe
Or maybe Salamence comes out
maybe
again.
Salamence. Oh no,
No,
it's
Celesteela goes up. At -2, not much damage.
Yeah, -2 Flare Blades going onto the
Persian slot, so it's a
Celesteela
Celesteela.
slot.
As you can see, -2 makes a big difference.
Yes, it's dealing less than 50% onto the Celesteela.
And with the leftovers healing up a little bit more. Now the Celesteela here can actually go for a protect while the Snorlax goes for possibly
Okay, I mean like the situation right now is that Nihiligo is still sitting healthy, but both Pokemons either have a typing advantage against Nihiligo's attack or especially bulky. And Arcanine is already -2.
So actually switching in Nihilego because he wants to be safe. Buzzwole should come out here.
Yeah, Nihiligo is afraid of the heavy slam from the Celesteela slot.
But now this just gives a free opportunity for the Snorlax to go for a belly drum.
Yes, as Arcanine goes for the Flare Blades, bringing Celesteela to the red. Celesteela just goes for the Leech Seed. I think predicting the switch. And Buzzwole is being seeded, and Sonic just goes for the return.
Just going for damage instead of going. But I assume what's gonna happen this turn is that Celesteela protects, Snorlax switches out into Salamence.
Yeah, because now you'll make Buzzwole -1 and you'll make Arcanine -3.
-2.
No, because
Parting shot, yeah.
Yeah, parting shot. Yeah.
So Gary here probably has to switch out both of his Pokemon out again.
Probably. Because unless Buzzwole has something they could do against the Snorlax slot.
Even with superpower, it's gonna be quite hard. He has to probably predict the switch into Salamence and go for an Ice Punch.
Yeah, if he's carrying Ice Punch, of course.
Yeah, but most Buzzwoles tend to carry it.
Ice
We'll have
Punch
to see,
or
yeah.
any of
Ice
the
Punch.
one of the few punches.
The
Yeah.
elemental punches.
But let's see what is Steven gonna do, because Gary seems to have made his decisions already. Yeah, Steven seems to be taking his time.
Really try to think through what he wants to go to. Celesteela going for a protect here. No switch out from the Snorlax here.
Snorlax also goes for the protect.
Okay, fair.
Okay, interesting. Arcanine goes the Flare Blades onto the protected Snorlax. That's interesting.
Going
And
for an Ice Punch, trying to predict the Salamence switch in. But here Celesteela heals up even more thanks to both the leftovers and that Leech Seed.
yes, and this means that Celesteela will now be in the green color position. The
Should
green
be
color
in the
health?
green, yeah.
Yeah, just in the green. So both protects has been used by both Stevenson's Pokemon. So it's very likely that Steven's going to do something in this turn. Arcanine is just going to go for the Flare Blitz onto the Celesteela. Is he going to deal enough damage?
No, not enough. Will he go for a superpower onto the Celesteela?
Buzzwole is just going to go for the Ice Punch.
Still trying to predict a switch out.
He's going to go on the Celesteela slot.
But that would give it a beast boost.
Yes. I think Gary isn't predicting the switch, but it's more like to pick up the KO onto the Celesteela.
Yeah.
And the return from the Snorlax, bringing Buzzwole into the red.
Now here it's quite odd that if the Snorlax takes out the Buzzwole, Salamence comes in bringing that easy
Intimidate.
hell.
So Arcanine is -3 while Buzzwole is back to neutral.
Now here even Gary is a bit afraid to switch out.
Yeah, but you know, Salamence did reveal a Flynium Z, so you know, maybe see some weird attacks coming from the Salamence, or
Possibly.
maybe he's just gonna go for your usual attacks like, I don't know, Dragon Claw.
I think an Earthquake here is
yeah,
more than fine.
perhaps an Earthquake, but the Snorlax will get damaged a bit.
Of course, Snorlax might get a bit damaged, but Snorlax can just go for a protect where it goes for an Earthquake. The question is whether they pick up the KO on the Buzzwole.
That is true. So let's see what. Seems like Gary has already made up his mind again. It's just up to what Steven is gonna do. Once more, he's just gonna go for Earthquake.
Straight up Earthquake, or Snorlax not even protecting. Maybe the Buzzwole goes down distant. No, not enough.
Yes, I think Steven knows that the Earthquake doesn't pick up the KO on the Buzzwole. That's why he needs. Oh, but the superpower goes into a Snorlax, picking up the KO onto the Snorlax.
Ooh, but here's the thing: the Leech Seed is probably going to KO the Buzzwole because it's at such low HP.
That is true. Does it?
It does.
Yes, it does.
So now with one Pokemon alone and the Persian still at the back, which could possibly fake out / Posh the Nihilego, it is not going to be easy for Gary. I think the win here definitely goes to Stephen.
Yes. With Gary only having a Nihilego and Steven with Persian and Salamence, it's a 2 against 1.
However, if he has Earthquake, if it protects distant, then the Salamence might just KO the Persian itself.
And we see Gary forfeiting the round 2 to Steven. Now it's 1-1, with Steven winning 2-1 in this game. So I guess Steven has made the right plays and the right conversions in his team to face Gary's team. I think the Salamence
are really making a difference.
Yes. The Intimidate support, I guess, help out a bit in significantly reducing the Arcanine's attack.
That's true. The Arcanine from who's that again? Gary's side, you're hitting quite hard, but with all the Intimidates coming onto the Arcanine, it's not going to be very easy for him.
Yeah. At the same time, I see a pattern in both turns. In that Gary's Tapu Lele was eliminated very early on.
Very quickly. As long as the thing is that Gary is somehow very unable to protect his Lele quite well. And I guess because now his Pokemon want to take a Flynium Z straight to the face.
But he's still pretty adamant in bringing Lele for the first 2 leads. Is he gonna do it the same time this turn? I wonder.
Depends, I guess. I think even an Arcanine and Nihilego lead should be okay.
Maybe.
Nihilego lead is actually pretty fine, or maybe even Nihilego Buzzwole should he feel like it.
Yeah, but I believe that he's afraid of the fake out. Perhaps that's why he brought his Lele in. Even though the Lele would probably get knocked out.
I believe a Lele switch in would have been a better choice rather than leaving Lele on field just to be KO'd by a very strong nuke from Stephenson.
Yeah, and now we're into game 3. Gary has made up his mind pretty fast compared to Steven. Just now he has seen him lock his Pokemon pretty early on.
I'm curious to see on how Gary will overcome the roadblocks made by Stephen here.
Yes. And we see Nihilego Tapu Lele, so that's shaking things up, but still a Lele leader.
And Celesteela Salamence actually coming in here, an almost perfect counter to Gary's lead here.
Yes, I mean, with the Celesteela there, it's able to tank both Nihiligo and Tapu Lele's attack.
Alright. So by leading something that is unable to stop the Celesteela, it becomes very problematic for Gary.
Yes, and Salamence is also threatening both Pokemon, especially Tapu Lele, with the Flynium Z.
More than that, the heavy slam from the Celesteela here could prove to be one of the biggest roadblocks for Gary here, because usually he would have his Magnezone to deal with Celesteela. However, with the Marowak on Stephen's team, it really discourages Gary from bringing it in.
Exactly, and so Celesteela is able to roam free in both the first game and second game.
Yeah, and so Gary here really considering what his options are. If he does have Magnezone at the back, this is the time to bring it. No, actually having Arcanine instead.
So the Intimidate on the Arcanine is going to reduce the Salamance's attack and the Celesteela's heavy slam.
If the Celesteela of course went for an attack distance, which I think it would.
But Steven is withdrawing his Salamence out.
Bring out Snorlax. Very good, because he wants to conserve the Intimidate.
And Tapu Lele just goes for the Moon Blast. Oh.
Into the predicted... Stephen definitely predicted that heavy slam into the Tapu Lele. So no!
Oh no, it went to the Arcanine.
Maybe because he fears the...
Nihiligo more, yes.
Nihiligo more.
Yes. Wow.
But now the Celesteela is threatened with a combo of Flare Blitz and possibly a Psychic.
Yes. And you know, this is the first time we see Gary's Tapu Lele did anything.
Correct.
Other than being knocked out on the first turn.
This Lele is breathing a sigh of relief right now.
Yeah. It's quite bold of Gary to be leaving the Lele out, but I guess this is just a good prediction by Gary in that he knows that the Tapu Lele will not be knocked out by the Celesteela for some reasons.
Using his well-endowed brain to think ahead.
Exactly. I'm quite surprised. Yeah, it's going to be just nice into the Persian.
Okay, fair call.
So we have seen all of Stevens' Pokemons by now, right? Because we have seen the Persian, we have seen the Snorlax, we have seen the Salamence, and so the Celesteela.
We have not seen the Tapu Koko yet.
Steven did not bring Tapu Koko for any of his games.
Going for a heavy slam into a protected Tapu Lele. Fair call right there.
Yeah. Right now, the Celesteela is going to heal up a bit, and there is the fear of Quash by that Persian.
But who will the Persian quash? That's the question. If he quashes the Tapu Lele, then the Arcanine gets his hit off. If he quashes the Arcanine, Tapu Lele can possibly KO with the Psychic.
Possibly.
Perhaps.
We do not know the EV spread of this Celesteela. It could be physically or especially defensive.
It could be super especially defensive, but I don't think you'll be taking a Psychic from a Tapu Lele well.
Yes, because of Psychic Terrain, of course.
Yeah. I'm unsure if it's able, if the boost is included even with the even while Celesteela is flying. But yeah, switches out instead. Bring out Salamence. Maybe Gary predicted is going for a Moonblast into the Salamence slot. Perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps because Gary seems a little bit excited here. And we see a parting shot onto
the Tapu Lele. Okay, very smart.
Yeah, reducing the special attack of the Tapu Lele and also switching out at the same time. Instead of going for the Quash play there.
I think Celesteela comes back in here. Or maybe Snorlax. Snorlax would be a good choice here.
Snorlax would be And it's a Celesteela.
Okay. Wants to get that leftovers up.
And Tapu Lele goes for the Moon Blast onto the
Salamence slot. But that -1 allowing it to live. Flare Blitz straight into the Salamence slot. Not taking any chances. Not enough to
pick up the KO.
Oh dear.
Yeah, oh dear indeed.
Not looking good. That parting shot and Intimidate was clutch for Stephen there to allow his Salamence to still live.
Yes, and now out of somewhere we see Salamence at low health. That is probably gonna be the one that's moving first and maybe do one last attack before it's
trying to probably Flynium Z right into the Tapu Lele. The question is whether Gary is willing to sack that Tapu Lele or anything else for the sake of that Salamence.
Or maybe he'll be doing something else instead.
Correct. Right now a trade could happen. The Salamence kills the Arcanine, the Tapu Lele kills the Salamence, and the Celesteela kills the Lele.
Maybe not.
That could happen.
Yes, that is a possibility, but
Perhaps.
perhaps. And we see the
Flynium Z.
Yes, the Flynium
possibly
Z.
the Tapu Lele.
Okay, so now what is Steven targeting with the Flynium Z? Maybe the Tapu Lele, like you said. Supersonic Sky Strike is going to the Summons fly up away and striking the
Arcanine
Arcanine.
Claw. Interesting.
Okay. So
Yeah, as we said before, the trade's gonna happen here. Salamence gets rid of Arcanine. Tapu Lele gets rid of the Salamence, and the Celesteela gets rid of the Tapu Lele.
yes,
Everybody wins. Okay, or
No.
Stephen gets the better end of the deal.
yeah, because it's 2 for 1. Tapu Lele is now knocked out.
Squashed by those giant bamboo rockets.
So now Gary has only 2 Pokemon left with
Ooh, getting a
Steven having
defense boost.
yes,
Fair call.
defense boost. That is interesting, which means that this Celesteela is more
Defensive, yeah, physically defensive.
physically defensive, and not specially defensive like most, like the more common Celesteelas.
Okay, now I assume that he has his Buzzwole and Nihilego at the back.
Probably, and we see Persian coming out on Steven's
The
side.
question is whether Persian would want to go for the K, would want to quash the Nihilego.
Yeah,
But now, but that means that it allows the Buzzwole to go for a superpower onto the Persian. So it's a very 50-50 chance here.
that is true as well. And it's interesting to see 3 Ultra Beasts and one
One
cat. Yes, one very sneaky cat.
one very sneaky, cheeky, rich cat.
Yeah, Persian can't fake out, so it's gonna either parting shot or quash. In this case,
I assume he will try to quash the Nihilego.
maybe he might crush the Nihilego, but you see both. But Buzzwole seems to be the bigger threat to the Celesteela, so perhaps it might go for a
Not really. With the defense boot, it might be able to live one superpower.
maybe. But you know, you can't underestimate Buzzwole.
Yes, Nihilego going for a protect. Maybe Stephen was not able to predict that, going for a quash.
And he just quashed this. Oh, he quashes the Nihilego.
Going for a superpower onto that Persian. There we go. Ooh,
Picking up the
delicious damage.
Yeah, picking up the KO easily. And getting a defense drop, but getting an attack beast boost, which negates the attack drop from superpower.
Yeah, and Buzzwole sitting pretty at full HP. Heavy slam into the Nihilego, not being able to pick up the KR because of the protect. Healing up a bit more with their leftovers. Maybe he'll be able to live 2 hits now.
Yes, and
Perhaps.
now it is Celesteela and Snorlax against Buzzwole and Nihilego.
Not the best, but maybe the... Okay, superpower definitely picks up the KO on the Snorlax here. But the question is, what will the Celesteela go for?
Yes, because it might go for the protect. And if
If it does, then the question is, what will Gary predict to protect, and what will Stephen be targeting for?
yes, because Nihilego may not be able to pick up the KO on
Maybe
the
not with the
Celesteela
power
itself.
gem, but
And neither does Buzzwole superpower. It may not even pick up the
may
KO.
not be, especially at this range. But onto the Snorlax, yes, it's a definite KO.
Yes. So for this case, right, Gary probably has to double up onto Celesteela. Oh, but Snorlax goes for the protect.
Okay, fair.
Nihilego goes
Power
for the
gem.
power gem onto the Celesteela. That does neutral damage and
Not enough to pick up the
very
KO there.
close.
Buzzwole going for a superpower
Onto
into
the protected Snorlax. Oh no! And the heavy slam is just gonna go onto.
The Nihilego, that will definitely pick up the KO here, but it's still not easy for the Stephen, because superpower here can still pick up the KO onto the Snorlax very, very easily since it's faster and it's already protected, and then it can just Ice Punch the Celesteela next turn or whatever it wants to do.
That is true, but keep in mind, the more superpowers Buzzwole successfully does, the more defensive drop it gets.
Well, it's not like Celesteela is the most offensive Pokemon out there.
But the heavy slam is just gonna
Just
do more.
less damage because Buzzwole is just as heavy or even heavier.
No, but it's still gonna, because of the defensive drop, it may continue to do. it'll do
True,
more
yeah, but
damage.
a base, not so high base attack plus the base damage of heavy slam being reduced thanks to Buzzwole's high weight or heavy weight. Going for a lead seed, gonna stall this out instead.
Yeah, so it's a offensive UB versus a defensive UB. So
So next turn I think Celesteela goes for a protect.
That's kind of obvious. I suppose.
So now it's a battle of giant girls versus giant arms.
Yes. And also the big question of whether a superpower is able to knock out a Celestia at that range.
Yeah, that's correct. And whether or not the return will be able to KO it. The return heavy slam, of course. Going for a protect.
Yes, the obvious protect right here. And Buzzwole is just gonna superpower into a protect Celesteela, and
Will Buzzwole run out of superpower PP? That's the question.
that is also very true. Arcliffe, I never thought about that.
Yeah, superpower is only 5 PP, I think.
Yes, 5 or 8 if you're using a
8,
PP
yeah.
max.
So now, will the superpower pick up the KO? This is the question of a lifetime. A neutral Buzzwole superpower versus a +2 defense Celesteela.
Yes.
But then again, you can just stall it out again.
Yeah. But that's the big question right here. Is superpower gonna pick up the KO? It all goes down to this moment.
It goes down to this moment. Stephen here really taking his time, maybe going for a double protect instead. No superpower here. Into the Celesteela, boom! The damage does
And it's not enough
to pick up. Now a heavy slam, how much damage on a -3?
Quite a
Also
fair bit.
not enough.
Quite a fair bit, but keep in mind, Celesteela can stall.
Yeah, the Celesteela's iron defense, steel skin, bamboo arms, not enough for the fist of fury coming from Buzzwole there.
Yeah, I guess this huge mosquito is getting squashed by that heavy slam.
This mosquito sucks, not in a good way.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think here maybe he's just fishing for a crit. But here, Leech Life slowly takes back the damage up, and with leftovers, there is nowhere that this Buzzwole will be going.
Yeah.
The only chance he gets if he crits if he crits on the superpower. That is if he still has superpower.
Yeah.
Oh, if only it got something like, close combat.
Yeah. Or pummeling. But again, another superpower.
No crits, definitely not enough. Celesteela, skin of steel, iron of will,
Yeah.
and heavy in weight, I guess.
Yes.
KOing.
And we have to congratulate Steven Tan for moving into the finals. Clutching.
Yes. So clutching it enough by squashing the pest of a mosquito that Buzzwole was.
I think I see the turning point of game 3. It was in the part where there's a Celesteela and the Snorlax on Stevenson's side, and if Gary went for the double up onto the Celesteela,
He could have possibly KO'd. Because the Snorlax can't KO him, that's why.
Yes. Because because like Celesteela is always the end game threat.
Yep.
And if Gary did not eliminate the Celesteela fast enough, then Celesteela could outstall with the defensive boost.
Correct. But since that happened, we'll be seeing the next top 4 match, if not mistaken.
Yes.
Between Ang Wei Wen and
Ang Wei Wen and also
I think it's not Joel.
I know it's not Joel. Next match is Ang Wei
Versus
Wen.
Louis Fong.
Yeah,
Yes.
Louis Fong.
Sorry.
Yes.
So we will catch you then for the next match.
Yeah,
Come
stay
out very
tuned.
soon actually.
Yeah, stay tuned. We are just gonna set up for the next match. And we are back to the Malaysia Midseason Showdown. I'm Sunny and joining me is Ismat, who has just came back from the top 8. So Ismat, how was the top 8? I heard you fought Steven Tan, the winner of the previous top 4 match.
Yep. I lost to Steven 2-0 and he's going to the finals, and congrats to him for sure. Steven's finalist opponent will be decided by the outcome of this match in this top 4.
That is very true, and we're gonna have Ang Wei Wen versus Louis Fong for this next top 4 match.
Absolutely, Ang Wei Wen, a very well-known player. He's gone to Worlds for the Anaheim Open, if I'm not mistaken. He's participated there. Louis also, can't really say a fairly new player, but he just started with the VGC 17 circuit.
Yes.
That will be his first circuit as well. And
yes,
one veteran player, one about to be veteran.
But it's kind of funny because Wei is much younger than Louis. And when you say that one is a veteran and one's a newbie, it's like the roles has been reversed in terms of age.
Absolutely, and we can see from team preview right now, Ang Wei Wen, he's running the Tapu Lele, Kartana, Mandibuzz, Arcanine, Gigalith, and Porygon 2.
And Louis, as we've seen in the previous top 8 match, is running Arcanine, Nihilego, Porygon Z, Smeargle, Tapu Bulu, and Hariyama.
Wow, it's a very interesting team for Louis, I would say, right there.
Yes, it is very interesting, as we saw in the previous match against Wahidi.
Absolutely, with the Smeargle and Porygon Z being the wildcards for his team over there for Louis. Ang Wei Wen team looks fairly standard with the Gigalith. There's a triple mode going on right there and a Tailwind option over there for Wei Wen.
Yes, and you see Wei Wen has already locked in his team. So, what kind of mode is he going to go for in this match, right?
For Wei Wen's side, it's very safe for Tapu Lele to bring in because you do see the Hariyama. Sure, yeah, it's a little bit threatened by the Tapu Bulu and Nihilego, I would say. But I don't see any way for Louis to take out the Mandibuzz in particular or the Gigalith on Wei Wen's side.
And because like Tapu Lele has the psychic terrain which negates the fake out from both Smeargle and Hariyama.
Absolutely. So we'll have to see what kind of modes. I want to see how does Louis play out this matchup because Ang Wei Wen is pretty standard. His mons are pretty bulky to take the hits coming from Louis' side.
Yes.
The modes will determine how the game is being played out right now.
Yes, the momentum shift, right?
Yes, absolutely. So the leads will be very interesting. That's all I want to see right now.
Yes, exactly.
Because Ang Wei Wen is pretty predictable. He can either go for Lele or Mandibuzz, which he does so right now.
Yeah, Lele, Mandibuzz on Ang Wei Wen's side, and Louis is gonna send Hariyama and Arcanine.
Ooh, it's a very such a predicament right now because this is a free tailwind, I would say, for Wei Wen, I would say.
Why would you say it's a free tailwind?
Besides the big fake out on the Mandibuzz, sure you can stall out with the fake out, but due to psychic terrain, the Lele is free to dish out some damage right now. And Hariyama is definitely threatened by the Tapu Lele psychic.
Yeah.
Right
That
now.
is true. That is true.
So that's why it's a free. The Mandibuzz eventually will get its setup.
Yes,
now it could be next turn, but yeah, within this
it will happen. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's why I say it's a free tailwind. Now Hariyama has to switch out right here. Brings in Tapu Bulu to soak in the hit.
And to change the terrain into the grassy terrain.
Absolutely, neutering the psychic damage output on Tapu Lele from Wei Wen's side. We do see a Snarl. Oh, we do see that the Arcanine is faster than the Tapu Lele.
Yes, and Snar is going to reduce the special attack onto the Mandibuzz and more importantly the Tapu Lele.
Yep, now the psychic will do about 30-40% onto the Arcanine.
Oh,
even lesser.
That's like 30%.
Yeah, so in hindsight, I feel that Louis got the better end on that turn just now. Both played rather passively, I would say.
Yes, but I think Louis's defensive maneuvers actually benefited him.
Absolutely, yes. Like you said, defensive maneuvers, lowering the tempo of the battle right now. That's what Louis has done in that turn.
However, Wei Wen has tailwind.
Yeah, tailwind. But to be frank, right, in Louis' side of the field, the majority of his team besides Nihilego are pretty slow, I would say. You have Smeargle, Porygon Z, Nihilego, that's your, I would say, the wild cards, but they're definitely slower. And we do see Arcanine being, Tapu Lele being switched out for Arcanine on Wei Wen's side.
Getting the Intimidate on both the Arcanine and the Tapu Bulu on Louis' side.
We do see Arcanine being switched out for Louis into Hariyama. Ooh. It's like a door of it's a revolving doors of Pokemon being switched out right now.
Yes, and because it's also the power play onto the Hariyama slot.
That is about 20%. But the
and the Horn Leech
will go into the Arcanine slot. That should deal about 20%
as well.
Yeah, you see, both are playing rather defensively, trying to set the proper setup to not really say setup, but get themselves into better position.
And they have the right switching as well, because both attacks that were done by the Mandibus and Bulu were resisted by the opposing Pokemon due to the switch-ins.
Absolutely, yeah. The foul play was muted in damage because Angwei switched out his Tapu Lele for Arcanine, which lowered the attack stat on both Lewis's side of the field, thus lowering the damage of foul play. And see Mandibus being switched out, willing to give up the special defense boost, if you notice, to bring in Tapu Lele.
Yeah, that is true as well. And now the terrain is switched to Psychic Terrain.
We do see Tapu Bulu being switched out, possibly to Arcanine. Okay.
Arcanine once more. Very switch heavy this game.
Absolutely. If Hariyama were to go for a fake out here, it wouldn't be ideal. I would safe to assume it would go for close combat. But we do see Flare Blitz going on to possibly the Tapu Bulu slot, which would be the Arcanine right now. That's about 30%.
Yes.
To the intermediate.
And the Hariyama did not go for the fake out, instead going for the knockoff onto the Arcanine of Wei Wen.
If you notice that the knockoff did not knock off any items, that should be indicating that it's highly a Z crystal.
Yes, it is a Z crystal. You know, if he did have a Z crystal, then it's really smart for Wei Wen to not use it on the Arcanine slot.
Absolutely. Yeah, predicting the switch right there.
Yes, but right now Luis knows that there's a Firium Z, a possible Z storm, probably a Firium Z hidden in that Arcanine somewhere.
Absolutely. Now Tapu Lele is in an amazing position because Wei Wen has up Tailwind since turn 1. It is free to dish off some Psychics right here. There is no switchings on Lewis's side on the field, so Wei Wen has a free turn to dish out damage that he intends to.
Yes, and Wei Wen's Arcanine switch out for the Mandibus again.
Yeah, it's a revolving doors of Pokemon. It's switching, dishing out damage, switching, dishing out damage.
And Bulu comes out on the Hariyama slot, changing the terrain once more. I see that Wei Wen switch out to Mandibus at the right time because, if I'm not mistaken, Tailwind is going to peter out soon. And right now, bringing Mandibus in gives it the right opportunity to set Tailwind once more.
Absolutely, and we do see a Snarl being dished out, and we do see no Berry being activated on the Arcanine. And knowing that Tapu Lele went for the Psyche there, it should have done more damage. Could this be indicating that the Arcanine could be Assault Vest for the matter? Because we've not seen Protect, we've seen it going for Flare Blitz, Snarl.
Attack after attack, yeah.
Absolutely, so now
Wei Wen's Tailwind has petered out, which means now the Arcanine could snarl one more time onto the Lele before the Lele could attack.
But for all I know, Wei Wen could possibly switch out one of his Pokemons into Arcanine to further neuter the damage output that Tapu Bulu and Arcanine could go for here on Lewis's side.
That is true. They have been switching Pokemons left and right.
Yeah,
it's an intense mind game.
Yep, so right now, Arcanine does switch out from Lewis's side, possibly bringing in Hariyama. Yep, Hariyama does decide to come in here. We might just see an Arcanine switch in on Wei Wen's side. Yep, like we do see Tapu Bulu being switched out.
Lele is switched out to Arcanine, yes. It's playing just like a few rounds ago.
Absolutely, and both sides of the field, when they're dishing out the damage, they're hitting to Pokemon which are resisting the attacks, I would say. So if Tapu Bulu were to go for possibly Horn Leech or Super Power here, both will somewhat resist it. And we do see a bulk up being thrown out by Lewis's side.
Yes, now it's +1 it's neutral attack and +1 defense.
Yep, +1 defense. But with all this defense that Tapu Bulu is getting, if a Lele were to switch in right here, possibly from the Mandibus slot, Wei Wen's in a very good position, I would say.
Yes, unless Luis is able to make some good reads, I would say.
Yep. But Wei Wen is pretty safe though. Most of his ones are just ridiculously bulky. Luis cannot plow through the defensiveness of both Pokemon, I would say. Because Mandibus is very free to switch into Tapu Lele right now. Oh, but no switches that we see.
Did you see the Firium Z?
This would go into the Tapu Bulu slot.
Exactly, yeah. That is the thing that Hariyama wasn't able to knock off earlier. The Firium Z that Arcanine is holding to do the Infernal Overdrive.
Yep, this knowledge has come back to bite Lewis in the foot, and we do see it going for Infernal Overdrive onto the Tapu Bulu slot. +1 defense, this should be able to pick up the KO, yep.
Yes, and the first Pokemon of Luis' side being knocked out.
And we do see Foul Play going onto the Hariyama slot. That did nothing, I would say.
They did nothing. And another knockoff onto the Mandibus.
Knockoff on Mandibus possibly predicting a switch, I would say, predicting that the Mandibus might go
Yeah.
to Tapu Lele.
Yes, because like the Mandibus didn't even carry any item anymore.
Because the item was activated in turn 1 due to the Psychic Seed boost that Tapu Lele gave its partner. However,
Yes.
so that was kind of a dead turn. Ang Wei Wen got the better end of that turn, I would say.
Yes. And now we see Arcanine switching in from Lewis's side, intimidating the opposing Arcanine from Waven.
Yep. From what I understand in this matchup right now, Ang Wei Wen just had the tools, I would say. He had the Tailwind speed tier, he had the damage output being the Arcanine and the Tapu Lele. Mandibus was just there to disrupt Lewis's setup, I would say.
Not only that, because with Tapu Blue being knocked out, Waven now has the terrain advantage to boost the psychic damage even further.
Yep. There's nothing stopping the Tapu Lele from dishing out damage. Full powered psychics with its own psychic terrain, knowing that Tapu Bulu is out of the field. So Tapu Lele will have a field day when it does decide to come back inside.
Arcanine goes for the extreme speed on Waven's side, not enough to pick up the KO.
That lives on 1 HP, I would presume.
Yeah, and the opposing Arcanine goes for an extreme speed of its own.
Yep, double ensuring that the Arcanine pick up the KO on the Arcanine, I would say. And we do see close combat possibly onto the Arcanine slot. Yep.
Yes, I think Louis is seeing Waven's Arcanine as a big threat. Because
Absolutely. Have we seen the last Pokemon on the Lucis side on the field? I don't think so. We've seen Hariyama, Tapu Bulu, Arcanine. Yeah, we've not seen the Smeargle, Nihilego, or Porygon Z.
oh, it is a Katana. Is it? Oh, from Waven.
From Waven, Katana from Waven, and we do see Smeargle.
Oh,
Very bad position, I would say.
yeah, bad position.
Yep.
Because in the earlier game, it was revealed that the Smeargle is Scarf.
I see. So now, even if it's Scarf, you can't spore either of these mons. Mandibus has the Overcoat ability, which prevents Spore being able to hit on the Mandibus. Mandibus just decides to switch out into Tapu Lele. What could Smeargle go for here? I don't see what it could go for here at all.
Maybe it's going for the transform as revealed in the previous top 8.
No, but the Sacred Sword just goes onto the yep, and it does pick up the KO on Smeargle because of the Tailwind boost. Like I said, the Mandibus gave be able to one up the momentum for Waven.
Ah, yes, and the close combat is probably going to go into the Katana slot. Not enough to pick up the KO.
Due to the Intimidate.
Exactly, the Intimidate actually helped in this case in securing Waven's convincing victory for the first game.
Yep, so this is one of the modes that Waven decided to bring that we talked about before the match started. We said there was two kinds of modes that Waven can go for here, be it the Tailwind or the Trick Room. Clearly in this matchup here, Tailwind benefited Waven because of all the Tailwind attackers in the mode, Arcana, Arcanine, Lele and Mandibus,
Yeah.
they all were able to provide the roles that they required to in Tailwind. If it was the Trick Room option, you only have Gigalith. The Gigalith can't offer much in the matchup, I would say.
And I think not just the Gigalith, because you see Lewis's team is also pretty slow, so pulling up Trick Room doesn't really benefit Waven because of things like Hariyama and Tapu Bulu, which can threaten most of the faster mons that Waven has if he were to go for the Trick Room mode.
Absolutely. So in this mode, the matchup wise, Waven definitely has it in his advantage, I would say, for the Tailwind option. It depends. It all depends right now on how Lewis's answers or adapts to fighting the Tailwind option that he has.
Yeah, because right now Lewis has lost a game and not in a rather convincing way, so he has to find a way to like do his adjustments for going into game 2.
Absolutely. Yeah. Adjustments required. Yep. We do see from team preview the same standard teams. Yep. See, Waven has already decided what he wants to bring. More often than not, I believe he will bring the Lele and Arcanine for sure.
Yeah, I think
not Lele Arcanine. Lele Mandibus. That was
Yeah.
such a safe lead for him in the previous game.
I'm very sure that Waven is very comfortable with what he brought in the previous game, and so it's up to Lewis on whether is he gonna bring the same 4 or is he gonna bring something else.
I believe he has to adjust. And some Pokemon that Lewis has had, technically speaking, all 6 of them are very important for the matchup, but he could only bring 4 in the puzzle. Like for example, if he know that his team was going to Lele and Mandibus, Nihilego had to come in the matchup.
Yes,
But he needs also Tapu Bulu to change up the terrain. He needs
Exactly.
Arcanine to intimidate. You see, all 6 mons were important.
yes. And we see the Smeargle Porygon Z lead from Lewis.
Oh wow, this is very interesting. I would say Smiggle PZ. All depends on what kind of set
Yes.
this Porygon Z have, right?
Well, I mean, it's very unusual for you to see, but then as a person who commentated top 8 just now, Lewis has been bringing Smeargle PZ lead for the first 2 games.
Oh, so this is his go-to lead, you are saying? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's something that he has practiced quite a bit with, so I'm pretty sure he knows what to do with these leads.
I see. So right now, you're saying it's up to Waven to adjust going to this matchup.
Yes,
How
yes.
does he handle? Oh wow, we don't see a protect from Waven.
Yes, instead a Spore goes onto the Tapu Lele slot.
Oh, and the Smiggle, from what I understand, the base speed is much lower. It's lower than Tapu Lele, so that should indicate a Scarf Smiggle.
Oh, actually, it was revealed in the topic that it was a Scar Smeargle.
I see. Okay.
So, Z conversion, yes.
Oh my goodness, the nuke is in town. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Lewis managed to get up the Z conversion, as we see, and we see transform to the electric type.
Yes, and Manibus just goes for a Tailwind. But with Tapu Lele is asleep, what can Waven do in this situation?
Okay, so right now, Waven really needs to wake up by turn 2. Because right now, the Porygon Z, if it is not stopped at all costs, it will nab its KO. And we do see Tapu Lele being switched up often onto, oh, Kartana. I might just see a Tapu Bulu switching from the Smeargle slot, I would say.
Yes, because the Smeargle can't spore the Mandibus, nor can it spore the Katana.
Oh, we see Nihiligo.
Oh,
I'm really shocked that he brought the Nihiligo there.
Thunderbolt onto the Mandibus.
It picks up the KO on Mandibus.
Oh, wow.
What
Okay,
that caught me off guard.
Yeah, that is so potent.
Possibly, maybe I have not studied Porygon Z enough to do my damage calculations, but that stopped the Mandibus outright on its track.
Yes.
One hit KO.
I think the stab really helped. The stab Thunderbolt, because now it's electric type, right?
And there's no electric terrain, mind you. Oh my goodness, that is some damage right there.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
right now, Waven is in a pretty comfortable position, even though he has 3 Pokemon left and 1 asleep, because the Tailwind is up.
Absolutely. So it's now how does Waven decide to spend his Ethereum Z right now? It comes down to that. It has to go onto the Porygon Z for like.
Yes.
Because the Nihiligo is in a dead position, I would say. So we'll have to see how does Lewis decide to address. Possibly switching to Arcanine, maybe? Yep.
Yes, Arcanine comes in.
Yep, Arcanine does decide to intimidate both Arcanine and Kartana on the field.
Yes.
How would Lewis play this? Possibly go for a protect. Protect on Porygon.
Yes,
He's trying to fish the Z-move, I guess.
And store the Tailwind at the same time.
Yep.
Katana just goes for Leaf Blade onto the Porygon Z
Do you
slot.
see a Furium? We do see a Furium.
Oh,
Z.
we see a
Who does it go
Furium.
for here? I'm predicting the Porygon Z.
I'm predicting Porygon Z too, because there's no point why would Arcanine Furium Z and Nihiligo?
On the
Yes.
field.
Yes.
You're right, Sunny, you're right. So we do see a Inferno Overdrive. Sunny and I predict the Porygon Z stop.
Porygon Z.
Go Porygon Z.
Porygon Z,
the
that's
move
for
you wanna
sure.
take out.
Yes. But a protected Porygon Z with +1 defense though.
That did nothing.
Oh,
But
that-
through the protect. By
yeah, through the
through the protect and the -1 from the Intimidate on the Arcanine switching from
And the
Lewis' side.
+1 defense from Porygon Z.
Absolutely. And the +1 defense on Porygon Z.
Yes, the conversion.
Absolutely. And also one thing to know, we do see the Arcanine Nihiligo. That will indicate that Lewis did not bring Tapu Bulu to switch up the terrain, which means free terrain for Waven for the rest of the game. The Psychic's damage output would be at its maximum damage.
That's provided Waven is able to capitalize on the terrain, because the Tapu Lele is, as you can see, is still asleep.
Yep. You're right. You're absolutely right. And he's not burned a sleep turn yet, if you notice.
Yes. And Thunderbolt onto Lele. Oh.
Not enough to pick up the KO. It lives at such a low hit count. And Tailwind has expired, Manibus out of the field. My
Yes.
goodness.
So Porygon Z is probably not the fastest thing on the field.
Right, speed boost. You got the speed up.
The conversion gives it the 50% speed boost, right?
Yep. So actually it's faster than Katana.
Yes.
So it now comes down to, does the Arcanine outspeed the Tapu Lele? We'll have to see here folks. We just see a Leaf Blade, not even a crit. He didn't nab the crit there.
Oh, and a
The
Snarl!
Snarl picks up both KOs. That was such a commanding game by Lewis, I have to say. The game was decided by the score turn 1. Waven did not protect the Tapu Lele.
Yes.
Had he protected the Tapu Lele that turn, Manibus goes for Tailwind,
Yes.
he would have been in a better position, I would say.
I believe what Waven thought was that maybe he could like sacrifice. I mean, like maybe he wouldn't say he didn't predict the spore, but he thought that with the tailwind he could capitalize on using his other two offensive Pokemons to win the fight for him. Unfortunately, Lewis was able to not just stall the tailwind out, but with Porygon Z with such nuking potential.
Absolutely, Porygon Z. I'm respecting Porygon Z as I'm seeing it right now. That damage output is ridiculous. Oh my! Even one kill for days.
Yes, it one shot almost everything on Waven's side. And that is a very commanding 4-0 victory on Lewis's second game.
Yep. Yeah, that is such a commanding game. I'll give that to Lewis for sure. We'll have to see how does Waven adjust to this.
Yes, we have seen Lewis's adjustments, and now we're going to see Waven adjusting.
Yeah. So it's a matter of adjustments and how to lead, right? Like we've mentioned before, Waven is very comfortable with the tailwind matchup because even if he goes for Trick Room, Lewis still has Hariyama possibly or Arcanine. PZ will get his boost. I don't think
that is true. However, if Lewis sticks to the same few Pokemon he did in this game, Waven can go for a Trick Room setup and have the speed advantage. Since in the second game, Lewis brought a Smeargle, a Porygon Z, and also a Nihilego, which are all fast Pokemons.
Absolutely, and they're very frail to the Gigalith being had on Waven's side. However, if you were to go for the tailwind option, it comes down to the first turn. Will Tapu Lele attack? Would Smeargle get the spore off? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it comes down to that.
Yes, because in the end, even if Waven goes for the trick room mode this time, Porygon 2 is not invincible to spore. It can be spored, unlike Mandibuzz.
Yep, as you said, only 2 mons resist the spore on Waven's side. Like they don't take it at all, be it the Kartana and Mandibuzz. So it comes down to how to place the Kartana and Mandibuzz right now. This is a very interesting game because one is pretty standard, I would say, Waven's side of the field. Lewis is pretty unorthodox.
Yes, and he went for the Mandibuzz Katana so that there's no way of getting spored.
But spore is one move. Smeargle has 3 more for all I know.
Yes, that is true. This is gonna be very interesting because right now there is no psychic terrain to prevent Smeargle from doing things like Fake Out.
Absolutely, you're right. The 50-50 plays, right? What if the Tapu Lele were to switch in? You can't Fake Out, but both of the Pokemon can't be spoiled this turn. The 50-50 plays at the turn 1 will decide the game, I would say.
Yeah.
My goodness.
We are currently experiencing a bit of...
see Mandibuzz being switching for Tapu Lele on the field. Katana is being remained on the field. And... sorry folks, no technical difficulties here on stream. We just see Sacred Sword going on to the Porygon Z. It picks up the KO, wow. So this opens the gateway for Mandibuzz to plow through.
Yes. Oh, we see Smeargle transform into the Katana. So I guess what happened was Mandibuzz switched out into Tapu Lele, Smeargle transformed into Katana, and Katana picks up the KO onto the Porygon Z.
But this opens a free door for Waven to just maneuver his Katana into Arcanine. Don't you think so?
That is true.
Yeah, it's now going to be a revolving doors of Pokemon for Waven's side. He needs to play defensively, like I said. Yep, Katana, Braid, Mandibuzz.
Mandibuzz, okay. That's interesting. Maybe he still wants to go for the Tailwind.
Yeah, Tailwind is very viable for Waven, I would say. Arcanine being switched out on Lewis's side, going on to Tapu Bulu. Okay, I think we're going to see an Arcanine switching from the Tapu Lele spot. Because it resists the Katana.
Hold on. I think that with Bulu, right? Because you see, the Smeargle is his Choice Scarf. Oh, it's going to lock itself to Smart Strike. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yep. So we've seen the 3 Pokemon on the Waven's side. Most likely it's going to be the Arcanine in the back. Because he needs some way to deal with Tapu Bulu right now. Tapu Bulu... yeah, because Tapu Bulu is still weak to the Katana and Arcanine on Waven's side. Yeah, we do see Smeargle being switched out onto Arcanine. He needs to predict, like I said, the revolving doors of Pokemon. And now Tailwind will go out for the Mandibuzz.
Yes, saving the Smeargle for another day.
Yep, the game was decided when Porygon Z went down, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, Arcanine does decide to come in, and due to the fact that the Smeargle was Choice Scarf, it went out first, bringing the Arcanine. Waven switched out his Tapu Lele last, thus getting the better Intimidate off the play.
Yes, and now Mandibuzz just went for a Tailwind. Tapu Bulu just went for the Bulk Up.
However, we've already noted down that even with a bulk up at plus 1 defense, Inferno Overdrive still naps the KO on Tapu Bulu.
Unless Bulu protects.
Even with this protect, I believe it will be in Flavi's KO range.
Yes.
Because the Arcanine on Waven's side is back to neutral. Like I said, so only with one defense boost on Tapu Bulu, I still believe Inferno Overdrive through protect and a Flavis will be able to pick up the KO.
Yeah.
Even with the grassy terrain recovering health on Tapu Bulu.
Smeargle is coming back in again from Luis's side.
He didn't
No
go for
protects.
That's game. That's game already, I believe.
Oh, you can see Luis taking out his earphones.
Yeah, this is a reminiscent of game 1, I would say.
Yes, with the Inferno Overdrive onto the Tapu Bulu just like that.
Yep, you see Inferno Overdrive going on to Tapu Bulu. This will pick up the KO, folks. Regardless of the boost, this will go down. Yep.
And with Luis only having an Arcanine and Smeargle left,
Things have been looking very dire for Lewis, I would say.
yeah, I think that was a read that Luis didn't read correctly, I suppose.
Yep. So, yep. Waymon can just easily close up the game because Smeargle is in a very predicament situation. I don't see how he could win this game, honestly speaking.
Yes.
Because the Mandibuzz can just 1v2 for all I know.
Yes. I think Luis already acknowledges that because it's really a 2 against 4 situation with.
Yep, the match was forfeited. Wayward will be proceeding to the finals, going up against Steven Tan from Malaysia.
Yes. Yeah, I think the defining moment was how Katana easily knocks out the Porygon Z on Luis's side, and also the Tapu Bulu not protecting from the Z move, anticipating that Wayward may do something else.
Now, I believe the game was already decided when he lost Porygon Z just like that. Because he didn't switch in the Arcanine to lower the Intimidate on Katana's side. He didn't maneuver the way to let Porygon Z set up. I don't know if the Smeargle had followed me. If it had, why did it not go for it in that turn? Why go for a different play? That was my question.
Yeah, maybe the Smeargle didn't
Why
have.
transform? I don't see a point of transforming in that turn. With that misplay, Waven just can snowball the game away from there.
Yes. You know, if the transform would have worked, if the Smeargle moved after the Katana when the Katana takes the KO, then at least the Katana that Smeargle transformed to would be +1. But it wasn't a +1 Katana, so it wasn't really a threat to Waven to begin with.
But even with the Smeargle transforming into Katana, I would say, the coverage choice was just not enough to handle Arcanine, Tapu Lele, and Mandibuzz.
Yes,
all
because,
four.
because he'll be playing a Scarf Katana, it's locked to a Choice Scarf attack.
Exactly. So, yeah. So the better matchup was definitely Waven with his tailwind option, and a little bit of misplay in game 3, I would say, on Lewis's side of the field.
Yes.
By not protecting the Porygon Z and putting it in a better position to be able to set up. That was his downfall in the previous game, I would say.
Anyways, congratulations to Waven for moving into the finals. He'll be facing our previous finalist, Steven Tan.
Absolutely. And we'll see you all in the finals shortly.
Yes, stay tuned.
Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the finals of the Pokemon VGC Midseason Showdown Autumn Season here in Toysbar, Malaysia. I'll be your commentator for today, Aklif, and
I'm Ismail Myron.
we'll be commentating for the finals of this Midseason Showdown. So for the finals today, we have none other than Ang Wei Wen and
Stephen Tan for sure.
yeah, who both came from a victory in their semi-finals, a very toughly fought semi-finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Toughly fought. I've seen Waywen's game just now against Lewis's side of the field. Both had one game each. It went down to a game 3. Very close.
Correct,
game.
and even for Stephen's side, he had to fight up until game 3, and I suppose it was a misplay from Gary that allowed him to win to proceed into the finals.
Absolutely, and you commentated that match as well. For
Correct.
Stephen, I commentated for Waywen, and we're both meeting up here.
Yep, and as always, the finals, as we've seen the team preview before, from even the previous part of the streams, Ang Wei Wen from Singapore is carrying Tapu Lele, Kartana, Mandibuzz, Arcanine, Gigalith, and Porygon Z.
Whereas Porygon 2.
Porygon 2, sorry.
Porygon 2. Whereas Stephen Tan is running the Salamence, Marowak, Snorlax, Persian, Celestina, and Tapu Koko. More reminiscent of Paul Ruiz's world's third placing team. Yep, and we do see that it was like a Flying Z, Salamence here and there. But in terms of team matchups right now, pretty even, I would say.
Here's the thing with Wei Wen said. He has a little bit of an advantage with the Gigalith because it poses a big threat to the Marowak, to an extent also the Salamence. But however, the Celesteela easily walls the Gigalith.
Absolutely. We do see Marowak being on Steven's side on the team, but I don't see it pose much of a threat besides only to Kartana and Tapu Lele. But because Wei Wen does not carry any electric moves in his team, so
Yeah,
I don't
so
see
maybe
how
Stephen
beneficial.
might not choose to bring his Marowak in the first place.
Absolutely. But yeah, Celesteela, you know
Celesteela should win, but as we've seen before, the Arcanine on Wei Wen's side is actually carrying the Furion Z.
Furion Z, right? That's one wild card that Wei Wen has up his sleeve, I would say.
So that's his ace in the hole to beat the Celesteela out.
Absolutely. But with Salamence being able to shuffle Intimidate, I would say there's nothing really stopping the Salamence besides Gigalith and Porygon 2, I would say, on Raven's side. So we'll have to see how both players revolve their Pokemon.
I think here, as long as Stephen manages to get a belly drum on his Snorlax, he might be able to clean up.
But the Mandibuzz will pose an issue for Stephen's side of the field.
Correct.
Mandibuzz
Yeah.
has a big role in this matchup, I would say. Knowing that the Salamence is physical, by the way. Salamence is physical, if it sets up a Dragon Lance, the foul play will do significant amounts of damage.
But here we have both Tapu Koko and Tapu Lele here, both on field, with the Tapu Lele naturally being slower, so it will cancel out the terrain.
Yep. Knowing that the Salamence is Flying Z, right? We don't know how the damage calculations work on the Tapu Lele, but I've played Steven in top 8. I know the damage outcome. It's not gonna be looking good for Wei Wen, I would say.
Yeah, and Mandibuzz here will not be liking to take a Flying MZ, especially a Supersonic Skytrack, because while its special defense is boosted by the Psychic Seed, its defense still remains the same, and it is not necessarily the best.
Absolutely. Another play that Stevie could go for here is actually nuking one Pokemon, I would say. If he knows that the Electro Ball will not KO the Mandibuzz, he could go for Electro Ball and fly MZ onto Mandibuzz.
He could want to do so since like you said before, Mandibuzz poses a larger threat to Stephen on his side.
Yep, and we do see Tapu Lele being switched out for Arcanine, lowering the damage output from Salamence in particular.
Will be a bigger problem in this case.
Absolutely, and we do see Electro Ball going onto the Mandibuzz. I would say that it's going to go for Flying Z onto the Mandibuzz. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I think it's the best move that he could make. And here we go, a Flying MZ, but which slot will he go into? We don't really know yet.
I'm predicting the Mandibuzz.
I think it's a Mandibuzz.
The
as
Mandibuzz
well.
poses such a threat for Steven that he just wants to get rid of it immediately.
Once he gets rid of it, it's just a clean-up crew from there.
Yep, because it's an open door for Marowak to come in. It's such an open door. We just see a Supersonic Sky Strike going onto the Mandibuzz, like I
yes,
said.
as we had mentioned and predicted. Will it be able to pick up the KO after the Intimidate? Though not enough. That bulk.
So the Intimidate mattered.
Correct.
The Intimidate mattered. My goodness. And Tailwind is up, but what kind of position is Wei Wen in right now? I'm gonna say it's a very awkward position because nothing poses a threat to Steven's side of the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Arcanine can't really do much other than maybe bulldoze, but even then it won't hit the Salamence.
Yep, the Salamence is currently the MVP, I would say, for Steven right now, because the Salamence can dish out damage like fly. Because we know we've seen Flying MZ. Did you see Persian being coming to Persian?
Interesting call.
I'm confused.
Here we go, Furium Z. I think he wanted to go into the Tapu Koko slot there.
That's a very viable play as well. But
Then he ditches his Persian then. But unless the Fur Coat manages to reduce the damage.
no, but I'm conflicting because why Inferno Overdrive the Tapu Koko? Why not Flare Blitz? Why not save the Zemo for the possible Celestina that Steven has in the back?
Maybe he just didn't want to take any chances and go straight all out for it. But Persian here actually manages to do
I'm telling you, it's not in range. So I feel that was a greedy play on Waywen's side.
Maybe not the best play, of course. And here, what will the Salamence go for? Maybe it goes for an Earthquake, I think? Yes, it does.
Earthquake's his own Persian.
I think he was more than willing to sack his Persian, and he just wanted to get the damage off on the Arcanine.
Yeah, that's possible as well. But we do know that the Earthquake is a 3-hit KO, but the next Earthquake might be able to put it in berry range. But no, we already said it's Furium Z, so, the damage will stick there.
And even at a -1, it's being able to do that much damage, so we know that his Arcanine is not really that defensive. Relies on more on the Intimidate to be a little bit pseudo-bulky.
Yep, and both of them are the Z crystal users, I would say. We can see Tapu Lele being switched in, and we can see Might Celestina. No, Tapu Koko comes in.
Trying to cancel out the terrain, it seems.
Yep, we might just see a fake out onto the Arcanine slot.
Could be, because he knows that the the Mandibuzz is not being able to do much other
the
than
Mandibuzz
foul
is not
play.
doing anything on the field. This year, Roost being thrown off. This is the predicament that Steven's team has. The Mandibuzz just sticks around.
Yeah, and as long as the Mandibuzz is around, it can just disrupt his team much more.
Yep, and knowing that the Tapu Koko is Choice Scarf, because we've already seen the team report, and I'm pretty sure Waywen has done this in the previous matches. That is a free slot to be dishing out damage onto, the Tapu Koko slot.
Correct. But the question is whether or not the Tapu Koko wants to stay in. I think he has to stay in. He has no real switch outs right now.
But the switch out very safe for Steven right now would be Celestina.
Oh, Electrobot actually still going first, even in the Tailwind itself.
It's not even a 2-hit KO. And we do see a Moonblast go to the Persian, I guess.
Yes, into the Persian. Wanting to KO it, I suppose, because it's a bit of annoyance.
Yep. We've already seen 3 Pokemon, right? Koko, Persian, Salamence. We've not seen the last one on Steven's side.
Mandibuzz are revealing they have Snarl. Ooh. So that goes into Trimo's Tailwind, Roost, Snarl, and one more move that we don't really know. Probably Taunt. Maybe even Foul Play, depending on the setup.
Marowak, so no Celestina.
No Celestina, so maybe the Arcanine pushing out Experience it wasn't a waste anyways.
Yeah, you're right. The Arcanine using its Z-move is now not a waste, knowing that Steven did not bring Celestina.
But now with Tapu Koko being Snarl, it will not be able to KO the Mandibuzz at all unless it scores a crit, and this Marowak will probably go down.
Tapu Koko is in dead weight at the moment. Because you are locked into the Electro Ball, it will go into the Marowak's Lightning Rod.
True, yeah.
So now
He's essentially forced to switch out already.
Yeah. The damage choices that Steven has right now is significantly muted because the Mandibuzz is sticking around. That's how I feel. And we just see Arcanine being switched in for Waywen, trying to get its own Tapu Lele's terrain back up.
Yeah, it wants its terrain. It wants to win the terrain war.
We just see Tailwind being initiated by Waywen. And due to the special defense boost on Waywen's Mandibuzz, with the Arcanine Intimidate, he's technically getting a defense, a special defense boost on the Mandibuzz.
Correct.
He's trying to make the Mandibuzz stay as long as he can.
And as you can see, the Intimidate prevented another KO on the Mandibuzz, allowing it to stay on the field for another turn longer.
Absolutely.
With Tailwind up, probably another Roost is coming up.
A Roost is a very safe option. And there's nothing, I don't see how can Steven deal enough damage to 3-KO the Mandibuzz. Not at all.
And there's not going to be enough damage from Stephen here, and because he already used his Flynium Z, it has used its nuke ability already.
Yep, you do see a Flatless going onto the Marowak. We might just see a foul play outright going onto the Marowak.
Yeah, just to KO it outright. And once again, a foul play into the Marowak, easily green KO because the Thick Club increases his attack.
Yes, you're right. The Thick Club boosts his attack.
Going for a very, very ballsy Dragon Dance here.
From what I understand, Dragon Dance at +1 speed from the Salamence is still able to outspeed Mandibuzz in Tailwind.
But how can he hit it?
Yeah, only fly. That's the only option he could.
Yeah, it probably has fly for the Flying MZ.
But as he goes for the Dragon Dances, he's boosting the Mandibus option to foul play him. You know what I mean?
Correct, yeah, and he has, but here in this option, he might be able to KO the Mandibus since now it's low enough HP.
Yeah, but right now Tapu Koko, even with Choice Scarf, he's still outspeeding the Mandibus. It's a free Thunderbolt, I would say, onto the Mandibus.
Could be. But here's the damage has to sack his. If he goes for an Earthquake, he's sacking
He's on Tapu Koko due to the Arcanine being able to go for Flare Blitz into it. You're right, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
You use the Electro Ball onto the Mandibus, I would say. Mandibus,
Yeah, of course. He wants to get rid of Mandibus, and he goes for an Earthquake this turn. That possibly KOs the Arcanine. However, he's now left with a Pokemon on the field.
Yeah, how does he stop that? I don't see. Oh, wait. Ooh, Koko does live the Flare Blitz. And we see another
Going for
Dragon Dance.
another Dragon Dance!
Wait. I think I see Steven's end game right now. So once you get rid of the Flying Ball and beat the Mandibus, everything else is grounded, am I right?
Yep.
And we've already seen the Earthquake.
Yep. The question is, will the Earthquake be able to pick up the KO on the
Tapu Lele.
Tapu Lele,
It comes down to that only right now. +2. Because we know the Arcanine is in right now. He can't switch in, switch out for the Intimidate. At one point, Steven will be able to dish out a +2 Earthquake.
It's only +1 though on the Intimidate.
No, the Salamence was brought in when the Arcanine was already on the field with the Flare Blitz. That's what I'm saying.
Cool.
So the end game right now, it comes down to will it Earthquake KO the Kartana and Tapu Lele? Because Kartana we know is Focus Sash from the previous game. And how much damage would the
Going revealing extreme speed here. That's just gonna pick up the easy KO. That's not
we
gonna
will
break
see
the
a Smart
set.
Strike onto the Salamence.
Yes,
How much damage will this do? Is this a 3 KO?
quite a bit.
That did so much damage.
Going for a fly. Well, I guess it escapes for one turn.
No, but even if you drop it down, regardless of whoever,
Yeah, the other side will get to able to hit on it.
damage. Did Steven forgot the Tailwind turns? Because I believe that's how it works.
Yeah. So Katana here still at a +2, still not enough. So the first game goes to Waywen, and the finals for this Midseason Showdown. It's going to be a bit of an uphill climb here from Stephen.
Yep. Definitely. Even though you knock out the Mandibus, right? But there are other threats within the team, be it the Kartana, Arcanine, and Tapu Lele, dishing out damage as it goes. And the moment Steven did not bring Celesteela to show he has answers for
The Katana and the Lele.
no, we've already seen all 4 movesets from Steven's side. It has no flavor.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, because he has no counter to the Kartana nor the Lele, especially because Celesteela is a 1-all counter to it.
Yeah, it was meant to be that counter, but it's just a little bit
It's a
difficult.
bit difficult for him right
I
now.
believe that the Persian was such a gateway matchup, I felt.
Possibly, maybe a Snorlax would be better in my opinion.
Yeah, either Snorlax or Celesteela.
Yeah.
Either one, I believe. But they're both weak to the composition of the team that Waywen has. Kartana beats the Snorlax. Arcanine can Firium Z Celesteela. I don't know how. I still feel the matchup wise is in Waywen's favor.
It's definitely in Waywen's favor, and like it's up to Stephen to play smartly in his end and pick the right lead. I think it all depends on the lead and how whether or not he can KO the Mandibus.
Yep.
On turn 1.
Yep. On turn 1, yeah. Yeah, but the switching to Arcanine to lower the damage output on the Salamence now was game deciding because Mandibus was able to set up Tailwind. The momentum swing was definitely in Waywen's favor.
Yeah,
in
it
that
swung
turn
on turn 1 when the Arcanine's Intimidate came in.
Yep. So maybe we're relying on Steven is relying on damage rolls right now. Will he be able to?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's his only out right now.
Yeah, I mean like I say, like we both know, Stephen here is facing a lot of trouble against the Mandibus, and with that Buzzard, being a bit of an annoyance.
Yeah,
Once again, the same leads, wanting to get a special defense, but going for a Celesteela Salamence lead instead. Interesting.
Wow.
What is his thought process? What is Stephen's thought process here? Trying to scare out the Lele?
I think he just wants to go for Dragon Dance right here. Trying to bait an Arcanine switch in. That's all I can predict right now.
Yeah, but like you said, even if he goes for the Dragon Dance, Foul Play will just do more damage in the end because the Tailwind.
From what I understand, damage calculations when I fought him, I was a Mandibus player myself. When he got 3 Dragon Dances, the Foul Play did 50%, 50 to 60% of damage. So his ceiling of damage output that he can go for Dragon Dance is 2 to 3.
I see. I suppose he can go for a Dragon Dance system, and with the Celesteela threatening out the Tapu Lele,
Yeah.
might even just go for a Leech Seed on the Mandibus.
Or he might just bait out and go for an Earthquake. No,
Yeah.
I am so.
Going straight out, no switching out. Interesting.
Very interesting.
What is going through Wayward's mind then?
Yeah, is he giving the Tapu Lele for free?
I'm a bit perplexed.
Perplexed, that's correct. I'm very perplexed by
I'm going for the Lele straight up.
This will not have the kill because there was no intimidate. This will not have the kill.
Definitely.
Yeah, like I said, Wayward, I don't see what was his thought process there. Why give Tapu Lele for free?
That's right. I'm really considering like what was his options there. Going for a haze, and maybe he just wanted to go all out for whatever wanted to switch in.
Yeah, possibly predicting the Arcanine to come in.
And Arcanine does come in here
Yeah, and now Arcanine gets a free Furium Z
if he wants to go for it.
if he wants to go for it. Now the switch-ins would be very depending on how the game goes on from here. But for Wayward, he lost Tapu Lele just like that. He lost one of his answers to Salamence, I would say.
True. Yeah. His only other possible answer is Porygon 2, which I don't think he brought.
It would be Katana. Katana
Yeah.
Smart Strike was a 2-hit KO like we saw in the previous game.
Correct, but actually switching out Salamence into his Snorlax. Okay.
Like you said, okay, he needed to bring. I
he
was
needed more
thinking-
bulk on his end.
Yeah, I was predicting he would bring either one, but you said he would bring both, and you're right.
Arcanine going for a wild charge into the Snorlax, predicting possibly a. No, you're just going for it anyways because it does neutral damage.
Yep. Did you see a Puppy possibly going onto the Snorlax slot?
Yep. But this Snorlax eats it up very comfortably.
Yep. He's just like a little bit more in range for the berry to activate.
Yeah, just a bit more, just a bit, a small push from any attack will push it to his barrier. Now, the Celesteela here might want to switch out into
He's
Salamence.
definitely going to switch on to Salamence, I presume, because the Arcanine is on the field, and we know it's Furium Z. If you and you can't go for Delta Protect. You can go for Delta Protect, but if
It's
you don't get
not
it,
a risk worth going for.
it's not a
honestly.
risk worth going for. That's the proper term. And he's got two other mons in the back. He has possibly Salamence and possibly a Coco or something else to sack in the back there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I assume that he definitely wants to keep his Salamence around for the Intimidate.
Yeah, he has to.
And I think his Coco will be, if he does bring Coco, is more of the cleanup at the end.
And I realized, right, besides Salamence right here, what other way does Steven have to touch Kartana? Because knowing that he did not bring Marowak in this game, that we've not seen yet, but more often than not, I don't think he will bring Marowak in this game. There's nothing touching Kartana on the team.
Correct, yeah. Going for Protect, okay.
Furium? Yep, Furium.
Furium Z straight into the Salamence slot. Gonna soak it up easily.
If he's going onto the
Yeah,
Snorlax,
it's just Protect and you just pop the berry.
Yeah, it pops the berry, you're right. Okay. Oh my goodness.
So, it's the safest play that Steven could have made. I would have preferred if he attacked, honestly, but
Onto the Mans.
yep. I think Wayward's really keen on getting rid
Of the Celesteela.
Celesteela.
The Celesteela endgame is very scary because we've seen how Steven can pilot the Celesteela.
But going for a foul play with the critical.
No,
that's
not
not a
even
critical hit. Ow!
that will indicate that
That Salamence is very offensive.
very offensive, very straight.
Yeah,
Wow.
almost no defensive investment. And bringing out Marowak instead of Tapu Koko, ooh, things aren't looking good. The Protect on the Snorlax wasn't the best choice.
Yeah,
so,
Snorlax gave a dead turn in that matchup.
So I think what went through Wayward's mind was that, okay, even if the Salamence switched in, the foul play will do respectable damage to it.
Absolutely, Arcanine being switched out on Kartana. Yep.
He wants to protect it at all costs.
Yep. I don't see we're going to touch the Manibus, to be honest. Probably
Yeah.
is going to go onto the Marowak.
And it's gonna deal more than 60% damage. Yes, actually almost 75%.
That is going on to the Manibus. He needs to target the Manibus right here.
He's doing his best, honestly.
That picks up the
You
KO.
have to pick up the KO with the crit,
I don't think
but
crit
it doesn't
matters.
matter
I don't think the crit
because
matters.
now is like you said, it's a cleanup proof. Unless he gets a belly drum on the, I don't think it's worth it.
Yep, Marowak knocks itself out through recoil, and we do see return going on to the Kartana. Kartana endgame is very likely to happen right now.
The thing is like what's gonna happen now is essentially Katana and Arcanine versus the Celesteela. And here Katana, especially with the Snorlax being at low enough HP without the berry being proc, Sacred Sword might be able to.
Yep, Sacred Sword will be able to pick up KO, but the Flare Blades aren't. Because right now,
Maybe
Steven
he just double up into Celesteela.
no, that will be a choke, I believe, because Celesteela has no way to touch Kartana. I think.
True, might as well double into the Snorlax.
Yeah. Or yeah, just to be sure, yeah, Sacred Sword and Flare Blades.
I don't think
the barrage of offensive damage is going to come out right now. It's very
Yeah,
scary.
Wayward here has an advantage in the offense because he is able to dish out the damage very, very easily.
The end game Wayman prepared for was very likely that the Arcanine and Kartana will be the cleanup crew against the two bulky mons on the field.
Yeah.
And he's already
Here.
nabbed them.
Sacred Sword onto
What?
the Celesteela. Yes, as I said. Flare Blitz into the Celesteela. Whether or not this picks up the KO, I do not know, and I do not think so. Never mind, I was wrong.
Yep, and that should secure the game already.
Yeah, and we would like to congratulate Wei Wen as the champion of the Malaysian Pokemon VGC Midseason Showdown. Autumn season here in
Absolutely.
Toysbar, Malaysia. Very quick battle, very easy, very dominating coming
Yeah,
from
the
Wei
team,
Wen.
the team matchup. The team matchup was definitely in Wayman's favor right there.
Yeah, he had a better matchup, like because Stephen didn't have proper counters to Wei Wen's Manibas. Yeah.
The counters to the Manibas were weak against Arcanine and Kartana, both of them on the field.
Correct. So by having both on field, it's able to just stop any kind of supposed counters that Stephen might want to field.
Absolutely. And yeah, big congratulations to both Steven and Wei Wen for sure. Wei Wen for winning the Midseason Showdown.
Yeah, coming all the way from Singapore here to Malaysia to win. And
Yeah, and this should net him about 151 CPs, if I'm not mistaken.
that's a lot of the championship points. But either way, once again, we like to congratulate both finalists and also all the tournament participants who came and participated at this Midseason Showdown.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, that's our.
Other than that, we hope to see you at the next tournament.
Next, we're going to be interviewing the winner.
I think you should take it over, Ismail. I'll pass
take it over
to you.
I'll take it over. Well, I'll be interviewing Ang Wei Wen for winning his set just now in the finals. We'll catch you soon for winner's interview. And we are back for the winners interview of the Mid-Season Showdown. Joining with me, we have Ang Wei Wen, all the way from Singapore. So, Wei Wen, we have a lot of questions to ask you, man. Like, congratulations still
Thank you.
on winning the Mid-Season Showdown. Tell us a glance through of your team that you brought today.
The team that I brought today was more or less the same team that I brought to the Anaheim Open back in August.
And it netted you CPs over there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
64 CPs.
50 from Anaheim Open.
Anaheim Open, right?
Yes, then This team basically, it has been a very long version of what I've been originally using from London.
Yep.
After getting, realizing that many bars is quite a good tailwind support, and Porygon being a trick room as well, so I can have both modes on my side that I want to choose to use.
Absolutely, and I saw that your moveset on the Mandibuzz in particular, it had Roost, Foul Play, Tailwind, and Snarl. Yeah, because I run Mandibuzz myself, and I like to run Taunt on it just to stop any setup shenanigans. You opt for Snarl instead. What was the reasoning for Snarl? Because your special defense is already boosted when you get your seed up. Why the justification?
It's actually to weaken my opponent, so that because my Tapu Lele carries Taunt actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the Snarl actually helps weaken, because my Lele isn't like the most bulkiest, but as you see, you just went down to the Super Sonic.
Super Sonic Sky just netted its KO right there.
Yeah, so that it's actually to help the my teammates to make sure they take less damage every turn, especially Mandibuzz. Even though you get the seed, every special attack drop method is on.
Every special attack drop method. Alright, okay. And I see you opt for Furium Z Arcanine. Like, is that specifically for Celesteela? Because I see your team, Celesteela matchup wise, it's kind of weak besides Arcanine. That's your
I actually don't like the berry variant of Arcanine, to be honest, because
I see, okay.
my playstyle is offensive, it's not the really defensive. That's why when Martin Tan from Singapore, and a few of us, we built a team, more or less built the core of this team together.
Yep.
Yeah, so we didn't really, I told him that my playstyle, I didn't really like to
you don't like to be conservative, you don't like to be laid back, you like to go full offense, full aggro.
Yeah, I like offense better than defense.
Yep. Even in game 1 it was shown just now, like you wanted to Furium Z the Arcanine, the Celesteela slot, but Steven switching to Salamence.
Yeah.
Because I thought you would be conservative and just Flare Blades into the Celesteela. Trying to bait the switch in.
No, because even if he switches, whatever comes in is still going to take a lot, and I do need the Arcanine for the Celesteela at the end. So by Flare Blitzing or Wild Charge, I potentially take recoil, which could hurt me even more towards the end.
Fair enough justification. Yep.
Yeah.
Overall, the team, you decided not to bring Porygon Gigalith because you thought the Tailwind matchup was just much superior for you?
Yeah, looking at the team matchup, definitely Tailwind, Trick Room wasn't the way to go.
Yep, Gigalith couldn't do much.
I mean, his Coco probably scarfed. Since it outspeeded my Arcanine even after Tailwind, which I probably need to.
You didn't outspec your Mandibuzz, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Mandibuzz is more confirm or outspeed, but the Arcanine was, I was like, okay, I need
that was the game change.
I was like, go home and need to
do homework.
Yeah, then in game 3 I was like, oh no, I got a crit, but I was like, wait, doesn't that mean Arcanine comes in for free?
Yeah, it gave you a free door to bring Arcanine.
But the last turn actually, if he had protected Celesteela and maybe tried to go for like a high horsepower, I'm not sure whether he carries that on Snorlax.
I'm not sure about the set on Snorlax.
Yeah.
But even though you had the Arcanine switching through the Intimidate, it would not have picked up a kill.
Yeah, I believe the safe play. I was going at that point of time, since I was 1 year, I was just going for the offense straight away.
Absolutely, and also another game deciding besides what he lost. Right, he protected the Snorlax before the berry being activated. You went and double target.
I didn't even bother touching the Snorlax because it was
your katana was sacred sword range already.
Yeah, it was just at the range. I was like, oh okay, I'll just wait for you to do whatever.
Yeah, we'll focus on the Celesteela. I see. Alright, amazing set so far. From what I understand, you went 7-1, but the one loss that you went to
was Lewis.
To Lewis.
Yeah, to Lewis.
I see. Okay, but overall good record. Congrats again for winning the Midseason Showdown.
Thank you.
And we'll see you for the. You'll be competing for the Singapore Open.
Yes, to extend my lead even more.
To extend your lead even more, could you tell us when is it to the audience here?
The Singapore Open is being held on the 17th and 18th, or the 16th and 17th of November. It's going to be at Campus Game Fest. But on the 28th of October this month, we do have another Midseason Showdown. It's going to be held at Bugis Plus at Toy Our Game. So if you feel like playing some more VGC 17, do come down to compete.
Absolutely, and our next big tournament will be the Malaysia Open, coming in Comic Fiesta December 17 to 18. We'll post the dates and so on our Facebook media page, Team Pika. Follow us there on Team Pika. And we'll see you online on these events for sure.
And for Singapore events, you can follow the Mirage Island.
The Mirage Island.
Yes, we post, we update our events there regularly. So if you do want to come down to these events, just give us a follow, and then we'll
have a good time.
Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Wayvern, and we'll see you for our next event. I didn't do it.